This message is brought to you by W Energy. Are you a gamer, streamer, podcaster, content creator, just a gym nut? Looking for a boost of energy without the jitters or crash? Then W Energy is the way to go. No calories, no sugar, no fillers, no artificial colors. Just an energy drink packed with multiple vitamins and neurofactor. Go to www.w.gg to order your tub of W Energy now and use promo code ChaoticCulture1 to get 10% off your order. With that, let's get the show started.
You are now tuned in to the Chaotic Culture Podcast.
It's the KKP on your mother flipping airways. Hear the name ringing through the halls and the stairways. You were listening to a pod that can segue all the latest topics, guaranteed to fill your headspace. It's a safe place to voice your opinion. Say what you feel, just like you're a kid again. Kid to pro and friends, black as obsidian. Chaotic culture, that's the world we living in. So what's the word?
And good morning, afternoon, and evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of the Chaotic Culture Podcast, the pod where chaos rules and black culture is supreme. The KKP is brought to you by W Energy, the official energy sponsor of the Chaotic Culture Podcast. Use promo code ChaoticCulture1 to get 10% off all your orders. This podcast will deep dive into modern black culture and how millennials and Gen Z can navigate the crazy parts, from music, finances, black business highlights, content creators, home ownership, HBCU, sports, black nerdom, anime, wrestling, and so on. If it encompasses black culture, we are going to cover it. Live from the 7-5 still, I am the host and the creator of the Chaotic Culture Podcast. This is your boy, Ked the Pro, aka the Calculated Millennial, aka the Encore presentation. Now, can I get an encore? Do you want more? Aka your favorite toxic adjacent king, Ked the Poet, Ked the Closer, Chaotic Ked, all that good stuff. The 843 is me, Baltimore, we about to see. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Always chaotic, never toxic most days. Back again, once again, with your favorite black culture highlights and black culture shenanigans. We got a lot to cover, y'all, because this weekend, the weekend of May 3rd through the 4th, even today, at the time of recording, this is May 5th, Cinco de Mayo. Yes, sir. Even through today, it has been crazy. It has been a crazy 72 hours, but we'll get into it. Joining us on the pod, of course, for the first time in a number of months, is the actual first lady of the pod, Miss Nasa. Please introduce yourself, man. It's been a while.
Hi guys, how y'all been? I know I've been MIA, and I might go MIA after this episode. But how y'all doing? I missed y'all. I know y'all missed me too. It's your girl Nasa, aka Tony Noir, aka the Nakaso. Welcome to the station, and good vibes only. I've missed y'all, but I know I needed to take care of myself for a little bit, and so I'm glad I'm back. And we got a lot to talk about.
Indeed, we are definitely glad to see you back. And of course, yes. And of course, the co-pilot of the Chaotic Culture Podcast, Law. Please go ahead and introduce yourself, sir.
Millie Rock on any block. What's going on, y'all? It's your boy, the Law, aka Shredder, aka back again, another week. Enough with the intro.
All right, guys, we gonna get into it, but real quick, we got to do our mental health check. I'll go ahead. I'll go first. Mental health's been great. Things have been really looking up. Your boy got a new job. I got to transfer to Baltimore because of the new job, which I was aiming to get into the DMV anyway, and this actually kind of worked out. Granted, Baltimore's not the DMV; it's Baltimore County for those who actually live in the DMV. Yeah, what we know, but still, getting into that Maryland area is something that I was looking forward to, and I was able to make happen. So yeah, within the next few weeks, I will be getting up out of the 7-5. It's going to be different and a change, but I'm ready. I'm ready to see what God has in store. I'm ready to explore a new city. It's been a while since I've been to Baltimore in general, and I never would have imagined actually living within Baltimore or within the city limits, but we here. So things are looking up, and thank you for all the prayers and the kind words, and especially if you've been praying like I've been praying, then I definitely appreciate you guys. With that, I'm gonna go ahead and pass it over to Nasa and ask her how her mental health's been recently.
My mental health has been steady. At times I feel like, during this few months, it's been, I wouldn't say trial and error, but it's definitely giving myself grace and just acknowledging the growth that is happening within me, just getting closer to God, and trying to get closer to God in the process. Um, there's still work that needs to be done. There's still work and
Mhm.
progress that still needs to be made, but we're making strides. And so I would definitely say I'm better than I was yesterday and the day before that and months before that. So we're good.
I hear you. And that's all you can do, step by step, day by day, one foot in front of the other, and let God order your steps.
Okay, absolutely. And just the journey itself has been an eye opener. There's definitely been a lot of like realizations about myself, about my discernment, about just my creative spirit of just really who I am as a person. And I'm grateful that God has brought me this far, and I know that He's gonna take me further. And so, yeah.
Good to hear. Good to hear. Law, how you been, bro?
Man, excuse me. I've been blessed. I just got back from DC. My sister graduated from Washington Adventist University,
Hey, that's what's
so
up, bro.
we got another grad in the family.
Yes, sir.
Um, She actually graduated from the honors college program, similar to what Hampton has, but for her university, they are the only university in their denomination with an honors college program. And she was blessed to be able to graduate within that program. And she was actually, I didn't know this, she was the secretary for her class.
Oh,
Yeah, so like usually where the names fall or like in a typical graduation, it goes by the names and your name fall by where you fall at in the alphabet. My sister actually was one of the first people to be called to get her diploma. So she went
that's what's
from
up.
literally having to wait to being spot on to get up out of there.
Hey, that's what's up, bro. That's what's up.
So yeah, but yeah, other than that, like life's been good. I've just been, praying, taking my time, and just asking God to, guide my steps. Like I've been saying.
Absolutely, man. Continue to keep God first, everybody, and continue to move in the way that God will want you to move, and just know that as long as you keep your faith in Him, all things are possible. Now, Steve is supposed to be joining us here soon, so he'll pop in just a moment. I did get the message out to the other two co-hosts, but if they don't show up, it's all good. Still got love for them. They're still part of the family. I definitely did want Johnny here because I know that we talked about this on Friday, and when we get to Friday, we will tell you what happened in real time while we were potting on on Shogo High. We were literally listening to them as whatever happened happens. But y'all already know why we're here. But first, we definitely got to talk about this Lovers and Friends Festival. So, for those who aren't familiar, this is a festival that happened in Las Vegas, or was happening in Las Vegas. It had happened a couple years before, where different artists will come and perform. And the festival itself, I believe, initially was only one night only. I don't know if they were able to make it into two nights or anything like that. But what ended up happening is that the festival this year got canceled. It was supposed to happen this past Saturday, May 4th, but unfortunately, due to extreme weather, it was canceled 12 hours before it started. I've pulled up an article from Rolling Stone, so I'll just read a little bit for you here if you aren't familiar with the situation that was happening. The Lovers and Friends Festival, scheduled for today and featuring headlining sets by Janet Jackson, Alicia Keys, and Mary J. Blige, has been canceled due to expected extreme weather in Las Vegas area. On Friday night, hours before the one-day festival, okay, so that answers that question there. It was still one day, was set to get underway. Organizers announced on social media that the fest was off because of dangerous weather in Saturday's forecast. Lovers and Friends Festival organizers have been monitoring the weather for several days and proactively preparing for a windy Saturday, organizers said in a statement. And then in a tweet below, it says Lovers and Friends Festival has unfortunately been canceled due to dangerous weather predicted Saturday. Fans who purchase tickets directly through Front Gate Tickets will receive a refund within 30 days. However, the National Weather Service has now issued a high wind warning, including dangerous 30 to 35 miles per hour sustained winds with gusts potentially more than 60 miles per hour. Following advice from National Weather Service and in consultation with local public officials, we must make the safest decision for our fans, artists, and staff and cancel tomorrow's Lovers and Friends Festival. Organizers acknowledged how disappointing the last minute cancellation was, especially to those who traveled to Las Vegas and booked hotel rooms in order to attend the festival. This was an incredibly heartbreaking decision to make, as we are aware that fans have traveled from all over the world to enjoy this incredible lineup of superstars and have been looking forward to this event for several months, the organizers said. We worked hard to create an amazing event for you, and we are just as disappointed as you are. The Lovers and Friends Festival boasted a mammoth lineup, that in addition to headliners also included Lil Wayne performing the Carter 3, the Backstreet Boys, Gwen Stefani, Usher performing Confessions, Nas, Ludacris, Snoop Dogg, Nelly Furtado, goodness gracious, I can't talk, and dozens more at the Las Vegas Festival grounds. Pretty much that's there's more that went into the article itself, but it does say that Lovers and Friends has been plagued by hiccups since its inception in 2020 and 2023. Lil Jon considered a potential lawsuit against Live Nation, which promotes the Vegas event, or the festival using the same name as his 2004 hit with Ludacris and Usher. In 2022, a false alarm gun scare at the festival led to crowd panic that left 3 attendees hospitalized with minor injuries. When the first ever Lovers and Friends lineup was announced in 2020, several singers and rappers publicly claimed that they were unaware of their own involvement in the event, stating that they had never been notified about the festival and hadn't received a deposit payment, while others noticed dissatisfaction with the lineup itself. The past issues made some festival goers apprehensive about the status of this year's fest, which has now been canceled. Organizers pledged that ticket holders will be refunded within 30 days. Oh, and speaking of which, there is Jay. I was wondering if he was going to pull up. Jay, can you
Tell
hear us, good
me
sir?
again.
Oh, and there he goes.
And we'll be lovers and friends. What's up, y'all?
What's going on, bro? we in here, man. But
Jay, the goddamn weight maestro.
Wait,
yes,
man,
sir.
it's crazy.
Man, you in there making that shit look poetic, G.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it, bro. Thank
Poetic as fuck. I'm talking about form immaculate, the form, the charge up, the shoulder with shrug. Like, it's easy. Go in there, show up, show out. Yeah, dig? Salute.
Thank you, my brother. I appreciate it, bro. It really means a lot. Ken, I'm so sorry. He just busted up and started talking crazy.
Nah, it's all good, man. Pretty much, well, for one, welcome back on the platform, bro. It's been a minute, just as a quick reminder to everybody who you are, you don't gotta give an extended intro.
Yeah, this is your boy Jay, aka Jaylee Trey, also known as the French Toast Bandit, aka your favorite 93 kg powerlifter, aka number 10 in the state in my particular division, aka I really like that for real, aka you thought that you can lift up but you probably can't, aka I definitely deadlift over 530 pounds. Yeah. AKA I could probably bench press your girlfriend and her best friend at the same time. It's a lot. It's a lot.
We ready, man.
The pound cake pussy. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Talk your ish.
A lot of these are jokes, but not really at the same time. But yeah, it is a blessing to say I am here. It is a blessing to be seen and a blessing to be heard. So, hey man, back to shenanigans, man. Let me mute up.
Yes, hey, we here, man. We here. So pretty much, we just read the article about the Lovers and Friends cancellation and how the festival itself has been plagued over the years by different things happening. Now, what I was going to say about the cancellation is that it is very unfortunate, and I know that the people who run the actual festival itself were trying to make sure that they were being safe and making sure that they could protect the artists, the fans, the staff and crew, and all of that nature, especially with the winds predicted to get up to 60 miles per hour. My only concern with Lovers and Friends right now is that if you know that there are going to be like hiccups or inclement weather, and this could kind of go for all festivals, it shouldn't you just have like an inclement weather date that you might be able to work in with the art with the artists themselves and maybe with your fans? I know some people may not be able to like get there at the same token, or they might have spent money and things like that, like, oh well, I spent money to come on this day and I probably won't be able to get, to work on another day. But there, I think that there should at least be some sort of discussion about maybe having an inclement weather day, especially if the festival itself is only one day. There should be enough time to like figure out if there's another day that you can have somewhere down the line, whether it be at in the middle of summer or maybe at the end of summer, or the beginning of fall. Like it should have an inclement weather day. Like, hey, so if we can't do it this day, this is the weekend that we're aiming for. And then if you can't do it that weekend for some strange reason, then I get the refund. But I just think that that would at least be some sort of consolation prize for the audience members and for the fans that came to see their favorite artists. Now, if it was like an entire weekend, like something in the water, I get why you wouldn't be able to necessarily do that, because that requires a lot of planning and a lot of motion in terms of um it's just it's a lot of movement going on behind the scenes, and it's like I get that you wouldn't be able to do that if it was like a 2 day or a 3 day event. But if it's just a 1 day event, then you might be able to make some adjustments and might be able to make some things work. It's just it's just crazy to hear that you are in a position where you have to cancel, and then like the fans are kind of left with nothing. So it's kind of sad to hear, but I get why they did it. I'm not going to be upset because, things happen, because things happen when something underwater came here twice. And so I get the
I
frustration,
feel like they
especially with
probably. I
fans.
feel like with the lovers and friends. No, for sure. Like I feel like with the Lovers and Friends festival, I feel like they maybe, and this is just maybe, they should have started it off with maybe doing like a Lovers and Friends tour, like they did like the Millennial tour, so
Hmm.
that like in times of like the inclement weather, you still have something to show for it, because everything's going to be inside. Not a lot of commotion can happen during that, but
Right.
it would have been. I feel like they would have been very successful if they just made it into a tour, or like just like a concert aspect of it instead of just making it into like a full-time festival.
Hmm.
That's what I was gonna bring up. So instead of having or even still, if you're gonna have it festival style, still have a backup plan. So if it doesn't go to how you see it going, you still have an inside venue. Granted, yes, that does prolong and take up a space on the long term end of it, but you still are able to cater to those who are traveling, like you said, to be able to, still attend and get their money's worth as opposed to getting refunded. Because, I mean, honestly speaking, with another cancellation, that's just sullying the name of the festival. And if you want it to get to a point where it's multiple days, like, I mean, just the names that you mentioned, a lot of people would much rather have those split up amongst multiple days as opposed to trying to get there at 9 a.m. to hear a set list that's going on at 9:30, 9:45, and trying to hear, everybody. And depending upon how long it goes, you going into the wee hours of the night, if not into the next day.
Hmm.
So when it comes to, and this is just me, speculating, have a backup plan, just like with a graduation situation. In Maryland, it was raining today, so they had their ceremony inside.
Hmm.
And I feel like that's a smart way. That's as they say, save your ass type situation where, okay, in the chance where we can't have the ceremony how we usually have it, we can bring it inside, still have everybody attend, and we can do it that way.
And
That's
don't they have like the Sphere in Vegas? Like they could have did
they
it
do.
here,
Yeah,
like
they they
in like big stadium space.
yeah, and you also got, I don't know how much or how many tickets they sold, but you do also have Allegiant Stadium as well. Again, I don't know, as far as how they would be able to at least secure Allegiant for that purpose, but it's just an idea in the event when you have such a large lineup. Um,
Mhm.
so yeah, I think that is just to have a backup plan of some sort. I think should always be the game plan, especially when you're in, when you're with Live Nation or whether you're with another venue or another company that actually promotes these concerts and things like that. You got to make sure that, at least in my opinion, I think that it's always great to have a backup plan. Jay, did you have any thoughts, sir?
Not particularly. I mean, I know from past experiences when it comes down to festivals, to your point about making like a different like date just in case time frame.
Mm-hmm.
I've been to Electric Forest back home in Michigan, which is a EDM or EDC type festival. So Zed, Calvin Harris, those type of music, just for people that that don't may not know.
Right.
Um, they had a rain out, I think, the Thursday of the beginning of the festival, and they just shifted everything a day forward.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of the festival being Thursday to Sunday, it was actually between Friday and Monday. And they gave us the Thursday pretty much like, you know, pay free. So you can just pull up and just be there without actually have to pay like for your lodging and stuff like that. They took that away from us and just shifted things over to the next day. So if you did check into your hotel that day or that particular time frame, you just got that day for free.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so they did just shift it for a day forward. I think Lovers and Friends definitely could have just shifted the time frame, but it just I don't know. For some reason, the way today's technology is, it just kind of might be easier to just issue refunds instead of making the artist change their entire plans. I mean, to be honest though, the schedule was already messed up anyway. Too much overlap.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But I mean, it sucks. I hate to see people not be able to experience something like that because it seems like it's been a successful festival for the last couple times they had it. So
Yeah,
I was
for
gonna say
real.
I got 2 points before anybody else has anything. My cousin, she went to Dreamville, and she said that she was upset because Monica was on the set list, and she said that they were like she has 30 minutes for performance, and she said that it took her basically almost 45 minutes for her to even come out, and then didn't even perform for real. And then on the opposite stage, Nicki Minaj was supposed to come out, and she took almost an hour, if not longer. So I feel like in situations like that, not only do the venues have to be considerate of the festival goers, but the artists have to be cognizant of the festival goers as well. Because I mean,
Mm-hmm.
that's standing room. There aren't really many festivals where you have sit down amenities. And so for you to, pay all this money to see somebody come out and they take their whole set list just to come out, and then they come out and only do 4 or 5 songs, it's like a slap in the face in a sense. And then the second point was, uh forget the second point. But that I think that I'm sorry, Keela setting in. But nah, that's just what I was thinking about on the back end of it. Just like when it comes to festivals, oh, that's what it was. 30 days for a refund is diabolical.
30
Bruh.
days.
30
I think
days.
I think they gave it 30 days because there was a great number of people who were supposed to be coming. So I know that when you're refunding something, it takes a while for the computers to actually like get your money back because the banks are very, very quick to take your money. But when it comes to refunding, it takes a while. And this is coming from somebody who used to work with the accounts receivables departments and everything. Like, I trust me, I know how much of a pain in the ass that is. 30 days though is kind of nuts, but I'm thinking it's like that because of the volume of people that have to get their refunds, and it's going to take a while for everything to process. But that's just my thinking on that, though I don't disagree that is still a crazy time frame.
I feel
I
like
mean,
they would have been better off doing this as like a tour. Like get just you don't have to do a whole list of like R&B artists. Just get a few, Just get a few
Mm-hmm.
and call it a day. Okay? And call it a damn day. Okay? Because when the Millennial Tour came out, let me tell you something. Up. It went up.
I
Okay?
hear that.
But like 30 days for just to give me a refund, like not to mention, because you're talking about like other people are traveling. So are y'all
Mm-hmm.
gonna refund me the money for this flight that I just took? Like
Listen,
No.
we
30
right here.
days?
I mean, outside of like,
Yeah.
having a quote unquote vacation day, or like if you took time out from work to book the festival, I mean, you literally just paid to fly in to wherever the event was at and sit and then fly right back.
Yeah.
That's why I
Uh,
said like you got to be more considerate of the festival goers, because these are your bread and butter. You want these people to potentially come back year after year. You don't want nobody to sully the name because they had a bad experience when it came to booking.
Yeah, I feel that. Just to throw something else in there, it is stated that Snoop Dogg and T-Pain did have like an impromptu concert at the IU Day Club and Resorts World in Las Vegas on Saturday. So a couple of artists were, able to still perform for their fans and whatnot. I don't know if it was for free or how much money it cost or anything like that, but at least they gave the fans something. But with that being said, Steve
Oh
has
yeah,
joined us, I
Rule
believe.
and Ashanti too. They performed at Live this weekend.
Oh, that's great. That's great to
Yep.
hear that they at least did something. Steve, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here, gang. What up, gang? How y'all doing?
What's up, man?
Hey, what's going on, man?
Man, hey, how's everybody? I just came from this drunk ass brunch with my mom, but I just was like, I can't be on the pod because I know how I'm gonna get once I start drinking. I was like, I can't be on the pod with my mom in the car. But now that I'm free, let's turn up.
Yes,
What the fuck is up?
Funny as ever, boy.
Funny as hell, man. Do you have any thoughts about the whole Lovers and Friends being canceled?
Yeah, that's fucked up. But I mean, I get it that they said they, well, because of weather and they don't want to get sued just in case an accident happened. So that makes sense. But like, people pay for flights, people pay for hotels, all sorts of shit, and the only thing they're gonna refund them back for is the ticket. They ain't gonna give them no voucher for no extra cash. So it's kind of one of them situations where it's like, damn, it's fucked up.
that's a sneeze at an
Indeed.
anthill.
Facts, because it's in Vegas too. So none of that shit is cheap. You know what I'm saying?
No,
Like,
it's not at
Bruh.
all.
Can we
That's
not can we
all.
not say Vegas right now? Because WrestleMania in Vegas next year.
Hey,
Plans.
yes, sir. April 19th through the 20th, and it's a late start for WrestleMania because it's usually either the very end of March or like that first weekend in April. So April 19th and 20th is
It's
middle of
Easter
the month.
weekend, bro.
Yeah, I'm saying. I
Kid, we'll link it. We
yeah,
gotta,
we
yeah.
got to.
I'm trying to go Wednesday to Tuesday because SmackDown, NXT, all that.
Yeah, I'm saving my money for that, man. Like I can go to different cons or something like next year. That's fine, but I'm not spending all my money on cons next year.
Nope.
I'm going to make WrestleMania the focus, and then I'll probably, since I'm in Baltimore, I can go to the local cons like Otakon and BlurCon, and
Yep.
I'll be all right. So yeah, that is going to be my focus next year, is getting to WrestleMania and having that whole week. So I'm with it, man. I'm with it.
I want to see you buy your first title belt.
Hey, I'm definitely going to. I'm definitely going to, man. I've been wanting to get a WWE title belt for a while. My boy Trey, who lives over here, he has the not the
the
OG WWE
same.
championship. He's got the black big W, before they turned it gold and called it the undisputed
Oh,
WWE
the world
championship.
heavyweight.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah, he's got that version. So, yep, I really want the current world heavyweight championship. I want the gold. That's what I want to hang on my
Everything
wall.
is gold, bro. I want the gold too. I ain't gonna lie.
Yes, sir.
Same.
Yes, sir. And I also do like, it took a while to grow on me, but I do like the Intercontinental Championship.
No,
And
hey, the best one they got right now, because I'm just probably
mhm.
gonna be my next title, is the U.S. Championship.
US is actually really, really slept on. I think it's a good looking title.
It's a great looking title, bro. It's
Yeah,
huge. It's big as hell.
right, right. All right. Well, we discussed lovers and friends, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get to the real shit that everybody came here to hear and whatnot. Oh boy, we had a I'm saying we had a whole episode talking about what's beef at the beginning of the year, and that, of course, was Megan Thee Stallion versus Onika Tanya Mirage Petty. I refuse to say her rap name right now, but either way, we had that starting off. And now we are back here again with What's Beef Part 2. And this time it includes the juggernauts of the hip hop community right now. And that is Aubrey Drake Graham versus Kendrick Lamar Duckworth. And boy, oh boy, did this
I'm
shit
gonna say
turn up.
this now.
BBL Drake.
He should have stayed in his place. That young man should have stayed in his place.
Uh,
Let me tell you something. We're talking about a rapper versus a lyricist. There is no competition.
We talking about a knife to a gunfight.
Okay?
well,
Ooh,
Okay,
yeah,
behavior.
we gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it. So I know a lot of us in here are Kendrick fans. Steve is the J. Cole fan, and of course he is going to be the neutral party here because yeah,
Yes,
we
sir.
know. But
J.
see, the
I'm
thing
part
Cole,
of the
is,
neutral
he's king
too.
because he stayed out. He stayed and minded his business.
yeah,
So
J.
Cole
Cole
has
got
got my
out,
respect again.
and we
he got
100.
were
out while he could.
a lot of people were clowning him for it, but no,
No,
J. Cole, thank you for staying out of this
thank
because
you.
this got bad in a hurry.
Thank
So
you. His intuition and his discernment was on top notch. Okay?
right,
Hello?
yeah,
Big
that
facts.
discernment was real.
I don't think it's necessarily intuition though. I think it's more so just it was like, oh, this is real. These niggas is fighting, and I'm
Oh
just here
yeah.
to spar. And
Discernment.
Hmm.
that's what that was. Because
On God.
I
It's a
don't feel
literal
like J.
definition
Cole and
of when
Kendrick
I see
had
you,
dirt
it's
on
on
each other,
sight.
so it was just hard.
Yeah,
True.
it it really did get
Fact.
bad. But with that, we got to talk about what really started this all, and it's first person shooter. Now, with when we talk about this song, were there any really like major disses towards Dot in here? No, there was subliminal shit, according to some fans and whatnot. And you can call them reaches or whatnot or anything. You could talk about the January to November line is just you know me and Cole. That could be like a slight. We can talk about the stepping on Grammys as a doormat. That could be another slight. They're just little things, and from what we've been told is that they did reach out to get Kendrick on the song, and Kendrick, of course, declined because he does not like Drake, and he stood on business with that. Or, in my opinion, it's like, did y'all even like instead of calling for the feature, why didn't y'all just sit down and actually squash whatever animosity that you had with each other at first before trying to get him on a song? That would have made more sense to me. If this is true, this is just speculation and allegations. But from what we were told is that Kendrick declined the feature, Drake felt some sort of way, Cole kind of felt some sort of way, and then that's where this all happened. So of course, y'all who've been paying attention on YouTube, you saw my reaction for Like That, or rather my lyrical breakdown of Like That. And yeah, it is that verse by K Dot pretty much just set this whole entire thing off. We've known that Dot and Drizzy have been, subbing each other for years, but especially Drake and Dot is just like, bro, you don't want this smoke, bro. Just leave me alone. Just leave me alone. But it seems like eventually we were going to get to this point. So with that in mind, Like That happens, and now we're at push-ups. So I do want to know, if you all listen to the song, what you had first thought about push-ups, because we hadn't really got a chance to like talk about it for real, for real.
I don't think it was really direct. I think it was because I listened to it before I got on here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't necessarily feel like it was as direct. Like it was still kind of like subliminal, and I still feel like he was kind of like, yeah, he was directing it to Kendrick, but he was also directing it to people.
What song did you hear?
So I don't know. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and say that it wasn't good, but it wasn't. It didn't really hit. I don't want to say it didn't hit like it was supposed to, because even
I
in Like That,
I think they all was good. I think they all was good.
Yeah,
it was direct. Like
I think to that point too, what you're saying, I think the release schedule of push-ups kind of killed it.
Yeah.
There was the AI leak at first, per se, quote unquote. There was also the uh, not really releasing it to the platforms, which I think this is a generalization of this beef as well, has been just the release of the songs on the platforms has been kind of like
Mm-hmm.
slow. But I think that played a little part of it too. So to Nasa's point, I think it's also that. Um, it's like Push Ups wasn't bad. I think Push Ups was really, really good. It's just the fact of how it came out. I don't like the fact that Academics is the one that did it. I don't like the
No.
fact that, like it's just different nuances with it. Now I'm just like, I don't like the way that released.
So did academics make it known that push-ups was out?
End of that
Because
It
like
Yeah,
episode.
so
he,
yeah,
it
he
re-
I feel
premiered
like
it with
released.
him
push-ups
Yeah,
like
first.
that.
he premiered it on his stream.
Okay, so he premiered it. Okay, so
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and I was
he wasn't
like,
even
I'm
like
sick of
directly
that.
into it.
I ain't like that at all. I'm also an Academics hater. I'll be the first one to tell you. I don't like that dude.
Yes,
I don't like
we
that dude.
here. We are here.
Um,
Ooh, ooh,
so
ooh.
anything he does, um, I tolerate it because I know who he is and I know he used to work for Complex stuff like that. But he's not somebody credible in my personal opinion. But that's Drake's right hand, apparently, according to the streets, according to how it goes. But
Mm,
we'll talk about that colonization line later.
shit, boy, you
If
ain't lying.
if I can give my two
Yeah, go
cents
ahead,
when
Law.
it comes to push-ups, I felt like it was like poking the bear, and like again, Kendrick's remarks and like that weren't necessarily saying like he stated what he said. He said what he said, and he was being a man about it. He said, "It's me at the top. I don't see a big three." In other words, but what I'm saying is to say, push-ups was a poke to make it seem like he is being retaliatory against Kendrick in a sense for whatever reason, and I don't think that was the right route that
They're
he
being
should have
bought.
taken. Say it
He
again.
said all your dogs getting buried. They're
Hello.
being bought.
I mean that part too, but it was just like, bro, like I'm not really trying to start nothing, or it might be more context that I missed, but I feel like he just was poking the bear, and he poked the bear, and now that motherfucker's awake mid hibernation, and he's now at his juggler.
I feel like even in like that, like he would. I feel like with like that, Kendrick was just making it sound like I am number one. I don't care about what y'all got going on, but I am number one. So let's just make that very clear. And I feel like maybe Drake had took that a little bit personal. So yeah, just kind of following up on what Law said, like it definitely was bait. He was poking the bear because Euphoria was the bait. Like let me make sure now you understand. Like I'm not playing with you.
Yeah,
Ah,
so
so are we saying like that wasn't a diss? It was just like a him just saying, "Oh, I'm the big one. I'm that's
It
it."
was
And it's,
this.
It
I
definitely
feel
was
like
that. He
that
said,
was the
I
he
was
diss.
literally
about to
said,
say because for all the dogs getting buried and all that's a direct shot at Drake.
That is
okay,
So,
that
but
is
that's
a
what I'm
that
saying. But that
that
was
was
after
a diss.
push-ups. So
That
that's what I
huh?
was
was
a diss.
saying.
That's
But
what
yeah,
okay. Because I was about to say because it
Euphoria is
definitely sounded like y'all was like he wasn't really trying to diss Drake. It was. I was like, bro, that is a direct shot at Drake.
nah,
I just
nah,
No,
want to
nah.
be
so
clear that
like
we said what we're saying here.
like that, he gave them his love. He said, it ain't no beef, no issues, but at the end of the day, I don't see nobody else. It's just me. And then
On that line, but the later line is we gonna see Pet Cemetery. That's a K with a 9. Fuck all your dogs getting bit. Like he's literally that's a shot. That's a shot at Drake, regardless of what he said prior to that. He probably saying that to J. Cole, like it ain't no real beef. Or, you know what I'm saying? Fuck the big three. I'm the top. You know what I'm saying? That's probably to J. Cole. But the
but
other part is like directly.
that's also where Cole rescinded his statement that he made.
7 minute drill.
Yeah, that's fair.
Exactly. So you feel
Eh,
me? That's why I was saying like Kendrick still gave his love type, but it was just like I'm just gonna set the record straight right now, and if you have a problem, then address it. And then Drake followed up with push-ups.
I mean,
So
of course, everybody. I think everybody would have a problem if at that point, like for all your dogs getting bit. That's direct as fuck. I don't think it get more direct than that to me, without just saying Drake. But he's
Mm-hmm.
like, that's direct as you gonna get. You know what I'm saying? Otherwise, then it's just like, you know what I'm saying? If Drake don't say nothing, it's like if he pulled the, oh, he didn't say my name, it'll be like, nigga, you scared. So I think Drake had to say something, but for push-ups, I think he needed to understand like who Kendrick Lamar is. Like, nigga, don't worry about Rick Ross and all these other niggas because to be real, I don't think that they on that level. But Kendrick is a different opponent, nigga. You need to focus. And him dissing random John Morant, like them niggas not gonna get in the booth and rap with you. Fuck them. You
Didn't
need
Rick
to be.
Ross warn Drake saying, "Hey, sit this one out"? Like, didn't he?
Yeah, he
He
told he
said,
told
"Sit
he
this
told
one
Drake.
out." Like,
He said, hey man, don't respond to Kendrick. He said that, of course,
Yeah.
you know. And then of course Drake gonna respond because fuck you too, because him and Rick Ross been going back and forth. But for that whole situation, like for push-ups, he should have been like only talking to Kendrick, talking to
right?
everybody else. Like nigga, you need to focus. And he did it. He did it again on Family Matters. It was
It-
like nigga, stop
yeah.
dissing everybody else because only one person right now is going crazy on you.
Yeah.
Only one.
We'll get to that in a second.
But
So
I feel like a lot of this, like before we get any deeper, a lot of the Drake rhetoric comes from the fact that he really doesn't have too much material to actually be able to make Kendrick a main focus or staple. You feel me? So that's why he
Yeah.
has to bring in other people to kind of hype it up more than what it actually is. Because right now, like you said, like that was a statement mainly at Drake. I agree with you on that.
But
Push ups.
wasn't there also a remix with like that? So
With
was push up?
Kanye.
So was with yeah with Kanye? So wasn't there like so maybe with push up like was he trying to like also because he was also trying to address Kendrick, but he was also trying to address anybody else who had made a diss record before, like after, like that,
it's
like
yeah. So with push-ups, Drake is pretty much he's addressing Kendrick, of course, but then he goes on to address Metro in his beef, Future in his beef, and this is before Rick Ross dropped his diss track, Champagne Moments, a few hours after this. But he did like call Rick Ross out after Rick Ross unfollowed them when when They Don't Trust You dropped. And of course, Rick told him that the reason why he unfollowed is because he sent a cease and desist to uh French Montana. And so that's what kicked off that, though there was probably some animosity beforehand. I think that there was some animosity beforehand, but this was just the straw that broke the camel's back for Rick. But that being said, push-ups, in my opinion, was, or let me go back, like that was like a verbal jab, like, I'm just coming at Drake personally. What I noticed about push-ups was that Drake mentioned his fiance Whitney, and it's like, Drake, did you not learn this lesson the last time? Why do you have to get personal to, you know, make a beef or to actually verbally spar with somebody? You don't have to mention their wives or their family. Keep their names out of their mouth, which would bring us to Euphoria. But still, if that was what I was thinking, and I thought Push-Ups was a good song too, but just in my head, I'm thinking like, bro, I know that Whitney was also like a double entendre for Whitney Houston and the Bodyguard and shit like that. But for me, it was like, bro, you do not need to be mentioning people's wives, fiancés, or anybody in their family because you don't want that smoke. You
so
taking
it's
it a
all safe
step
to
too
say that
far.
Drake started it. It's safe to say that Drake started it because Kendrick was gonna say this was all fun and games, nigga, until you brought my wife up. Now I'm about to get your ass.
And that's why Euphoria came out. He was like, "Yo, we trying to keep this about rap. We trying to keep this, you know, about verbally sparring with each other. Keep the families out of it." And then that's where we get to Act One. Well, this is where we get to Euphoria. We're already in Act One at this point. So with Euphoria, man, it's a lot of Easter eggs in this song, y'all. If y'all have ever gotten a chance to listen to it, and it's trying to get number one on the Billboard charts right now. It's going up against Million Dollar Baby, which is a fire song, by the way. But
Absolutely.
yeah, it is. When Euphoria dropped, it dropped randomly 8:24 a.m. Pacific daylight time on a Tuesday, just out of nowhere. And unlike the situation with how push-ups dropped, where you got the leak, the AI leak, and then of course the premiere on uh that nigga stream, and then the official release a week later. Now you get Euphoria, which in real response to when uh like that dropped, I believe it was like what, not like that, but when push-ups dropped, Euphoria was a response, I believe, 17 days later. And I wanted to mention this to everybody out there because people were baiting Kendrick like, oh, it's been 1, 2, 3, 5 days, or it's been a week since Kendrick hasn't responded and things like that. And I'm like, bro, y'all gave Drake 3 weeks before push-ups. Why are y'all
That
not
man Kendrick was preparing.
yeah, but and that's what
Yeah,
I was getting to. It was like,
he made
why
like
would y'all?
30 songs in that time.
That's a
I'm
fact.
saying, like,
On his
y'all
phone.
didn't afford Kendrick that same time frame. It's like y'all really want to rush this nigga. And of course that meant that, Drake ended up dropping Tailor Made Freestyle on top of that. And the reason why I don't really want to talk about that is because again, how we feel about AI and things like that. It's an okay song to me, but I didn't respect it because it's like, bro, you're using Pac's voice to try and diss his hero, and I just don't like the way he went about that. That's just
Don't forget
my
Snoop
personal
too.
opinion. Yeah, and he did it with Snoop as well. But I did like Drake's standalone verse. I thought, yo, if you
Facts.
just did it without the AI, I'm cool. But the fact that you threw AI in there of a dead man who can't speak for himself and did it like that, it just seemed like so tasteless, especially because when we talk about AI, I've already said like AI ain't going anywhere. It's a part of the culture now. Well, it's a part of our society now. I just don't like the fact that it's being used in music because then that could lead to a whole snowball effect of some serious shit. But that being said, I still thought that the freestyle was all right, but it was just done in very poor taste. And of course, Pox Estate came and told him to take it down. So of course he had to take it down. And then Drake started trolling on, Instagram like, oh, Kendrick's not gonna respond, wore the Compton Community College shirt and shit like that. It was if for Drake, it just seemed like, okay, Drake is trolling just the troll. We get it. We get it. We know who he is. That's
King
what he
Petty,
does.
bro. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
he's trying to be King Petty. And then again, Euphoria drops. And it's like, okay, well, it's still technically we're still in the fun and games phase because Euphoria definitely has some gems in there, but I just want to know, okay, what was everybody's thoughts about Euphoria when you first heard it?
Euphoria was dope. I really, really liked it. I know, and I don't want to get killed by anybody that's listening right now, but this the thing. And I shout out the court for saying this too on Twitter. Shout out the court from Sugar High. Listen, if we get a bop out of this, out of any of these songs, it's a plus for the fans, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Euphoria was literally a bop, for sure. You can play that in the car. It was all over the place. It was on XM radio. It was on regular radio. It was on Pandora. If you was on Pandora, like you couldn't escape the song.
It
And
was on
I think
NBA on TNT.
exactly, like you know what I'm saying. Like it was, it was. I think the impact of that song was literally like one of the best like diss tracks in a while. Like
Mm-hmm.
Euphoria was really that good. Um, and I'm not taking nothing away from the Tailor Made Freestyle. I'm not taking nothing away from Push Ups, but you know, after Euphoria, it was like okay, like you said some legitimate stuff in here, and Drake will have to respond a certain way. And when we get to it, we'll get to it. Oh, wait a minute. Side note: did anybody know that he did another Family Matters freestyle off that same beat from Take Care that Kendrick did the verse on?
Yeah, off the Buried Alive
Yeah,
joint.
I think a lot of people forgot about that. When we get to it, we'll get to it. But there was two
Mm-hmm.
disses in one. So you got Fame Matters and you got that other Buried Alive remix, whatever you want to call it. But back to the point of Euphoria. Euphoria was great. Like everybody was playing it. It was a hit. We was like, yo, okay, fire. Like, yeah, it had me. It was 10 out of 10 for me. I think this is when I thought they tied one for one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe two for two. Because if you count like that, then it's two for two at this point. Because then you have the Tailor Made joint, you got push ups. I think you're both tied two for two here. This was the tying game moment. So yeah,
I feel like out of all of the dishes that could be radio playable, like you said, Euphoria is the most radio playable out of all of them because he tried to keep it as PG as possible, but he
Mm-hmm.
still made his statements to like let you know like stop playing with me, nigga. If you don't tell no lies about me, I won't tell no truth about you.
Over the
Like
Teddy P beat, bro.
you feel me?
over the beat.
Like
He's
that is the stand all be all. Like it don't get no better than that. And like for real, if I'm in the predicament where I know I really don't got a goddamn leg to stretch in this situation, I might just take that.
Stop.
Yeah, I might just take that warning and just let it be what it is.
I mean, he literally could have let live off of that. I'm with you, Law. Like, if I was, and the OVO camp is already untrustworthy. Let's just get that out the way right now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
If it was me and if I was in that, right, I would have told him right to his face, this is your time to either just take the 2-2 draw and kind of just stop here, or if you decide to go further, then just know it really might get ugly for real. Like
you digging
because
your
it's
own grave.
you're
yeah,
digging your
like
own grave.
And
Listen,
you're
on
doing that
God,
to
he
yourself.
definitely did that. He dug his own grave. Cause I'm telling you, when I listen to oh, all right, yeah, I'm ready to get to the next part.
Once we get to it, yeah,
Yeah,
because
we'll get to it.
honestly,
I
Uh,
mean,
like
you
after
can't stop there
Euphoria,
though, because you don't talk too much shit. It's like you can't stop there.
I mean,
Can't
Like,
no
stop,
truth,
won't
Steve,
stop,
right?
no
I
Diddy.
agree with you, but if you think about it though, Drake been talking that for the last 10 years
oh, he
about
was
him.
talking shit.
nah, he was talking crazy on Taylor Made freestyle, bro. That nigga was talking
For sure, he
yeah,
great.
was,
That
he
nigga
was
said, no,
he
no,
was.
no, nigga, you following through. Like,
true.
there's no way that you can not respond to Euphoria after the shit you said on Taylor Made. There's no
That's
way.
true. I give it that
I do
point,
want to
but
make a note as far as like you can really tell there's a significant difference between these two artists. Like after Euphoria dropped, people were able like literally dissecting this like through and through. Like what are
Mm-hmm.
your metaphors? What like the
fact
metaphors
check it.
that Kendrick was given, like people were dissecting it. Like you couldn't do that with push-ups. And so you can definitely tell that there's one's a
I,
rapper and one's completely a lyricist. And
I
so
think
like
that, oh, sorry, to your point, what you were saying, there was like super dissecting, like with Kendrick, but there was still people trying to figure out what Drake was talking about. But go ahead, on push ups.
well like was they trying to figure out what they were talking about on push-ups or were they trying to figure out what Kendrick was talking about on Euphoria?
I
Well,
think it's a little of both. He's
It's
saying
a
that
little of both.
A
yeah,
little
people
both?
were
Okay.
trying to figure it out. It didn't go into a deep dive like they did with Euphoria because
Yeah,
push-ups did
exactly
not
what you said.
have the same context or the same concepts that Euphoria carried. Like there was a lot of kind of conceptualized subject matter within Euphoria as opposed to push-ups. Push-ups though, there were some people who went there on Genius and were trying to figure out exactly what Drake was saying and shit like that.
Yeah.
I Taylor Made was a little more direct, but yeah, when Euphoria dropped, it's like, oh shit, there's a lot of hidden gems within Euphoria. There were entendres on top of entendres,
For
and
sure. I just feel like with
but the thing is, everybody kept saying that Kendrick was recycling material that has already been stated. That was Kendrick's way of like, bro, you've already been slandered across multiple artists amongst multiple platforms. Like, bro, call the truth now because again, at the end of it, he said, "Don't tell no lies about me. I won't tell no truth about you." So he
right.
literally was like,
And
"Bro,
that was
this is me
debate.
trying to extend a waiver of peace.
That
If you
was
want to
debate.
go further from that, then we're gonna take it there." And
That
well,
literally was debate. That was
he
bait.
chose the
That was
fire.
bait.
So now he gotta die by that fire. And at this point, his casket is already 3 feet down. You feel me? If he
Right.
responds after these next two acts, then yeah, he's a dummy, and that might be all for Aubrey.
Like I
well,
really do feel like a Euphoria was a bait, like was just bait. Like okay, let's keep it PG. You feel me? But every other this after that was all right. I don't warned you.
Drop, 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 drop.
this nigga Jay. But to
I'm trying
everybody's
to
point,
keep
I
it
think
PG.
I don't know if Euphoria was like PG, but it wasn't across the line. This is K Dot is like, yo, keep it rap. He said this is a friendly fade, which we know fades ain't friendly, but this is telling him like, yo,
Let's
this
keep
we
it
not,
Euphoria
cute.
had jokes.
yeah,
Let's
we
just keep
here
it
like
cute.
we not going deep, we
We
not getting too personal. We just, you know, making it a competition. But if you want to go there, we can go there.
When I see you
Exactly.
stand by Sexy Red, I believe you see two bad
Too bad.
bitches. I believe you don't like
Listen,
women as real
listen,
competition. You might as well pop ass with them. Let's
listen.
speak on percentage. Show me your splits. I'll make sure y'all double back with you. You were signed to a nigga that signed to a nigga that said he was signed to that nigga. What? He was joking.
He
That's
yeah,
crazy.
he was joking.
Let me be honest. He would
To
be
be
politically
honest
correct.
with
He was
y'all,
jousting.
on my first listen. Oh, go ahead, Jay. My bad.
No, I was saying he was jousting. Try cease and desist on like that record. Oh, what you ain't like that record? Back to back, I like that
Like
record.
that
I'm gonna
record.
get back to that for the record, bro. He was
Well,
playing.
he was
He was
playing
playing,
with
bro. Like I memorized that whole song. My
Almost like
bad, Steve. Go
lyrical
ahead, bro.
gymnastics. He's like, I'm going to play with you. I'm playing with you right now. This is lyrical gymnastics. Don't make me go there, bro. Don't make me take it there.
yeah. What was you
Me,
saying?
me on the other hand, on the outside looking in, like as not a fan. Well, not a fan, not a horse in the race. But I always knew Kendrick was the better rapper. That's always been my stance. Is
Facts.
Cole and Kendrick are like 1A, 1B, and then it's Drake. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's further down the line. But I was like, so my first listen, I was like, oh, okay, it's okay. And then I kind of just like, chill for a little bit. Then I played it again later on that day, and I was like, yo, this nigga really snapped. And then I woke up in the morning and I was like, I was hearing the words in my head, and I was like, bro, I'm gonna play this song again. That third time I listened to it, I was like, yo, this nigga
He
fucking
killed
murdered
it.
this nigga.
Yeah, he
I was like, this shit is
killed it.
bad. I was like, this shit is real bad. So for me, like, I guess maybe like me not just caring too much about it overall, I kind of just listened to it. I was like, okay. I was like, I still think I like the other ones better, you know what I'm saying? Just because it was a bop, you know what I'm saying? In that Drake mode type thing. I was like, okay, whatever. But then the second time I heard it, I was like, yo, he actually might be going crazy. And then for some reason, I went to sleep. And then when I woke up, all I kept on saying was, you don't know nothing about that. I just kept saying that in my head. And I was like, bro, I got to run that back. And I played it again. I was like, yo, he going crazy. And then that's
Steve,
when I was all like,
to your point, bro, what you just said about the nothing about that part. A couple bars before that, I just caught that just by reading this. The Joel Osteen, he said. He talking
Yeah,
about
come on,
Joel
talk about it.
Osteen.
Yeah, but
he was talking about Joel Osmond or whatever, right?
Haley Joel Osment. Yeah. So what he
Yeah.
did was he purposefully confused the two because the line before that was
Am I battling Ghost or
am I battling
AI?
Ghost or AI? So now he's just like, I don't even know who I'm battling. So I'm feeling like the way that he says it in his accent, of course, is like Joel Osteen, but he meant Haley Joel Osment. Funny, he was in a film called AI, and my success telling me to off him. Like they,
That was crazy.
yeah, that was crazy. I'm like,
But
now
there's a
I,
that
double behind that though, because if you
right.
I
really
just
think
think he
about
messed
it,
that line. I just think he messed that name up. To me
I don't
personally,
know,
I
I
Steve.
think
don't
he
think
There's
just
a
so,
messed it
bro.
up.
there's an
Nah, it was
entendre
definitely
with it.
purposeful. It
I
was
think it
That
was
was
purposeful.
purposeful.
purposeful because there's
How?
double entendre with that. Joel Osteen, he
Mega church.
literally did and you in Texas, so you would know this. He literally changed his way of preaching style, how he did it, to be more a loving preacher, which he is now. Because before he used to preach hellfire and brimstone.
Yep.
He
Mm.
randomly switched up one day, which is kind of similar to what Drake be doing. Because one day you was all cool, and all of a sudden you want to be a thug. It's the same type of thing. It's
But then on
really
top of
weird.
that, hold on. Another context to that is okay. Joel Osteen actually came under fire because when it comes to
Right.
mega churches, when it comes to your lifestyle and where you live and what you drive, he's driving
Right.
luxury luxury sports cars to church.
Hmm.
And again, if we're talking about it, and it got talked about later on when it came out in Not Like Us. Oh no, not like us.
The Meet the Grams.
Meet the Grams. Okay, hello. So now we're talking about a pastor of a megachurch who has been promoted, just like y'all said. He was fire brimstone, and then now I'm preaching love. And but before that, you were driving luxury sports cars and this, that, and the
Jets and
third,
all
and
of
that
that.
came under light. Now you're, not trying to
Now you ain't got
rescind.
nothing. Now he drive a Honda Accord.
Exactly. You're not trying to rescind where you're at, but where you're at, you have to rescind for the fact of the matter that, you've been put to light, because now where are these funds being allocated? Drake has been known to go out here and splurge and splurge and splurge and just,
Facts.
what was that? He had one song where he was talking about Benny Hanna's on a lit night or some shit like that.
No, to your point, Law, he never used to do that. Remember the beginning, he said he would never get tattoos. Then he said he don't really be
Mm-hmm.
caring about the diamonds and jewels. Then all of a sudden, he gets
Mm-hmm.
his first tattoo. Then
Yep.
after that, he got that chain, the first chain he got, which was the OVO chain. Then he ended up getting the Young Money chain. Then after that, he got the chain with all the different engagement rings he proposed to girls with, which is really wild.
Super
Very,
wild. Diabolical, if I
very.
may.
Diabolical wild. Like it's all of a sudden you changed your whole image. You said you was a clean cut guy at first. Now all of a sudden you got a beard and you tough with braids. It's kind of crazy.
Damn it, I wish we could go to goddamn Act 2, because, like, yo, all of this ties
Bro,
into.
yeah, we almost there. I just wanted to say real quick before we move on, because Euphoria left you with a lot of quotables, because I know a lot of people say that, Drake has some lines that are very quotable, and some people miss what Kendrick be saying in some of his songs, but this song, he made sure that y'all remember a lot of the shit that he said. We could talk about the what is it, the braids, like that shit. You also got uh somebody had told me that you got a ring on God, I'm ready to double the wage. I'd rather do that than let a Canadian nigga make Pac turn in his grave, like the line before that. Uh
Cause he
there's
bought that
plenty.
ring. How you buy a
Yeah,
ring from a dead nigga, bro? It's crazy.
that's what I'm wondering. The whole uh I love him to death in an 8 bars. I'll explain that phrase. Is nothing nobody can tell me. I don't want to talk on no silly, huh? I got language barriers, huh? It's no accent. You can tell me, huh? Yeah, Colin Aubrey, know I'm a selfish nigga. The crown is heavy, huh? I pray that my real friends, if not, I'm YNW Melly. Like that whole 8 bars is like, okay,
Hard,
bro, you you
hard.
you tell telling the story within the story. I don't like you popping shit at Pharrell for him. I inherit the beef. Yeah, fuck all that pushing P. Let me see you push a T.
Push a
Like the way that he
T.
said it, bro. Like
He
Bro,
had
this
some
and
big
this,
this nigga
and this
Kendrick
is
is
not
funny.
throwing shots at Melly, okay? But it made sense. Like, if you play
Mm-hmm.
with me, goddamn, you're gonna have to come and tell me. Cause you feel me? Like, we're gonna take it there. So you feel me?
Right.
Again, Kendrick has been methodical with all of this shit. He's been letting shit add up. Like you said, for 10 years he had a run. He was at the top, at the top, at the top for being at the top. And now you're turning around and your shit is really about to flop, because now you've forgotten where you came from. You were Degrassi Drake coming into the industry. You feel me? And then you turn around and you get a little bit of fame, notoriety, and then you turn around on top of that and you start getting all of these features, and you get with Young Money. And even Wayne said it, like, when you come in this industry, don't change shit about you.
Mm-hmm.
Rap what you gonna rap for you. You don't gotta rap what I'm rapping. You don't gotta rap about the lifestyle, no nothing. And he didn't take even that to heed, because that was Young Money telling him, yo, stay in your lane, bro. Like, you're gonna be okay as long as you follow your blueprint.
Mm-hmm.
And he did not follow the blueprint. And now he finds himself in this goddamn firestorm because he's doing shit that is not known to him.
No, that's very fair. Just to go back to more of the quotables that Kendrick had throughout Euphoria, you got the whole fact that he said, "Let me say I'm the biggest hater. I hate the way that you walk, the way that you talk. I hate the way that you dress. I hate the way that you sneak this. If I catch flight, it's gonna be direct. We hate the bitches you fuck because they confuse themselves with real women. It's crazy. It is just absolutely crazy. With some of the stuff in there, and we can like really unpack that where he's like, uh, the next line, Yeah, my first one, like my last one, is a classic. You don't have one. Let your core audience stomach that. Then tell them where you got your abs from. V12 is a fast one. Bow, bow, bow. Last one. I didn't catch that V12 part until I did my deep dive. I was like, okay, the V12, he's talking about like a fast car, right? Only come to find
No,
out
that's
that
an
that's
ab machine. Yeah.
ab machine. I'm like, oh, this nigga Kendrick is fucking diabolical. Like, wow, bro. Headshot for the year. You better walk around like Daft Punk. Uh, he had just a lot of stuff on here. Of course, he talked about how he hate how Drake say the word nigga. But that's just me, I guess. Some shit just cringeworthy. Ain't even got to be deep, I guess. But still told him, I still love when you see success. Everything with me is blessed. Keep making me dance, waving my hand, and it won't be no threat.
I like. No, that's the wrong song. I was about to
Yeah,
say,
he.
For
drum cha cha.
for me
I
personally,
don't want to get into that because I'm gonna get mad. But go ahead, bro.
I don't like the angle that Rick Ross or really Kendrick is taking on that whole like you white or the nigga shit or whatever. Not because that I disagree with it, but my problem is with me personally, you're not saying nigga in front of me and I'm not checking you if I don't feel no type of way. So
Mhm.
don't do no whole bunch of songs with the nigga and then now all of a sudden it's beef and y'all like, oh, you can't say nigga, you a white boy, blah blah. Nah, you waited too long. Y'all should have been there and checked that nigga. That's me personally.
That's why I
So
said
I
a
don't
10
really
plus
care for
run
that
in the
angle.
game, and you just now coming to a point where y'all checking him behind the word
Yeah.
nigga. Like, and if y'all felt some type of way, why didn't y'all check that shit when he
Should have
first came
been
in
and
the
checked
game?
that nigga. But
Right.
as long as he giving them number one, or at least Rick Ross, as long as you give me number ones, he cool with it. You know what I'm saying? I would have, yeah, I don't like that angle that they took on that one personally, but it is what it is. I mean, shit, all fair is in love and war, especially when y'all beefing. You know what I'm saying? Get your shit off. But
Yeah,
me personally, nah, you should
I,
have been there, check that nigga.
I
No,
feel that.
they
I
enabled
think
it for sure. A lot of, well, hold on. I don't want to speak for everybody in the game, but in the industry, they enabled Drake to get to the point where he's at. And I don't know why it took for Kendrick to be the one where it was aimed at for him to be checked. But you got the likes of Young Money, and everybody else beyond that to actually check him and be like, yo, this is not the stance you want to take because it's not going to fare well for you in the long run.
in the end, I think it's greed. That's why they tolerated it because they know that Drake can bring them dollars and spins and streams. So that's why they tolerated that whole situation with him. Now I get, Kendrick's angle is not to say that you know you are that you're not biracial or not because he didn't say anything towards J. Cole. He didn't say anything about any else that person that's biracial in this industry. And we'll get to family matters in a sec, but I mean, we know Whitney is like 75% black and 25% Hispanic, which why I didn't like that mixed queen line, but we'll get in that. We'll get to that. But still,
There's one more point I want to just point out to this
yeah.
whole colorism thing.
Hmm.
Um, this is the only angle I don't like, and this is from anybody. This not just from Kendrick. This not just from Rick Ross. Like, we have to get to this part. And I understand what jokes are, but this is my only disposition. If we've been fighting us as a black people as a whole, if we've been fighting against this whole generalization or this monolith thinking of, everybody, if you have at least one black parent, at least, then you're black, right? It doesn't matter if you're mulatto or you're light skinned or whatever. I'm gonna call it, like, okay, perfect example. This is no shot at Steve, but I'm supposed to call Steve a white boy because he's light skinned. That's crazy. It doesn't really make
No,
sense
no,
to
no.
me.
That's absolutely crazy, and I get that angle as well.
Yeah,
I
I don't
I
like
think
that.
yeah, I think Kendrick took that angle because he sees Drake as you say that that you're part of the culture, but then the way that you move is questionable
That
on the
makes sense
outside.
though.
I think that's why he's just like, bro, it's the way that you move outside of rap. But that's that comes much later into the third act. So I know that we spent a lot of time on Euphoria because Euphoria just has a lot to unpack, and I mean a lot to unpack. But there's more songs we gotta cover, y'all. So
Oh
bear
yeah,
with us. This
yeah.
might be
Don't
longer.
forget 616.
Okay, we
And
need to
that's
go
where
ahead
we're
and get
going
to
to
616 because we got to talk about that one, Jesus.
That
six
one was
How do you,
sixteen.
crazy.
AM in LA.
Crazy. When I
This
tell you
mhm.
616 was so strategic, and the fact that there are so many hidden messages within this song is crazy. Like,
That was the opening where I see dead bodies.
I see dead bodies. I specifically like, okay, because like I was kind of like, following it on like TikTok and stuff like that, about like all the hidden messages that they, say that are within the song. So like, okay, so Canadian Father's Day is 616. Tupac's birthday is 616. Euphoria, the show in which Drake was,
That
I
was weird.
guess, the director of. Was he the
Executive producer, but same
He's
thing.
executive
yeah,
producer of
but the
Euphoria.
executive producer was on June 16th. It's
Yeah,
I think what
Euphoria
gets
dropped on
me
616.
I think what gets me the most is the biblical references that go along the
Talk
hidden
about that
message.
First Corinthians 6:16.
Okay, I'm gonna talk about that, but let's talk about Proverbs 6:16. Okay, so Proverbs 6:16 says, "Now we going to church." Hold on.
This is all in Christian Corinthians, section 80, man.
Okay.
Yeah,
Preach,
go.
Mm-hmm.
preacher.
Proverbs 6:16, it says, "There are 6 things which the Lord hates. Yes, 7 which are an abomination to him: haughty eyes, a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood, a heart that desires wicked plans, feet that run rapidly to evil, a false witness that utters lies, and one who spreads strife among brothers." That's
Sheesh.
sick. That's sick. Come on
That's
now.
strategic. Ugh.
That is
Very.
strategic.
But
Okay.
that First
And
Do,
Corinthians 6:16 scared me.
do
I'm
y'all?
gonna put that one up.
I
Say,
saw
So
like
hold
9
on.
different Bible verses. So do y'all think that that's really what it is, or do y'all think that's just the fans
It's
deep
been
dive?
confirmed.
No,
It's
because
been confirmed.
Who's it
I
been
was gonna
confirmed
ask
by?
to the pod. To the pod. Do y'all
So
feel like he
it
met
was
that
a
that quad,
it
the
was a
quad entendre?
yeah, yeah,
Hold on. Too many people talking at one time.
my bad.
Yeah.
It was
What's going on?
it was the I forgot her particular name, but she used to be the main journalist for Rockefeller Records, but now she's one of the main journalists for Rock Nation and also Universal. She's like the main hip hop person to do it. But she used to work. I have to get the tweet for you, Steve. But she confirmed all 6 of what NASA said already. One of them was the Proverbs one. The second one, which was First Corinthians 6:16, which I'll read real quick, which is quote, "And don't you realize that if a man joins himself to a prostitute, he becomes one body with her? Question mark. For the scriptures say, and I quote, the two are united into one." This
Jesus.
this this references the fact of Drake's child's mother was a sex worker slash prostitute.
Church,
So
It also references the fact that his baby mother to Adonis is a porn star.
yep,
church.
Check. The alleged daughter that he has was with a bartender, or was with a was it is it I think it was a Haitian American, allegedly a Haitian
allegedly,
American,
yeah.
um
Confirmed, unconfirmed. But yeah,
unconfirmed um bottle waitress.
church.
It's it's scary work, and this is
I
like I
don't
said,
agree
Steve.
with
I'll send you the
that.
tweet for
Y'all
sure.
got to send it to me because I don't agree with none of that. Only one that I think that I agree with, which is what I saw, was fucking was it Daylit was all like at 616 he says we don't want to hear you say nigga no more. That's the only thing that makes, like, to say that he tied 15, 20 different things is crazy. And then like when I saw somebody posting like, oh yeah, the glove meme, it's got to be OJ and all this other stuff, and then when they zoom out, it's fucking Drake's actually outfit. You know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, like it's just us deep diving harder than the artist actually
I
intended to.
mean, but those, but that's why I feel like they were saying that these were just hidden messages. We're not necessarily saying that. I don't think people were saying like this is what he actually meant, but these are hidden messages that basically align with what has been said. So if Drake is saying false narratives and stuff like that, Proverbs 6:16 is saying, okay, these are the things that God does not, or that kind of go align with that. If they're saying that in First Corinthians that, okay, like you are now one with somebody, who's a prostitute, it lines up because Drake ain't had nothing but prostitutes as his baby mamas, allegedly. So
Right,
But,
right.
but if
Allegedly.
you're saying that you're not sure that that is not Drake's message, it's just a hidden message. I mean, Drake's message, it's not Kendrick necessarily his message, but it's just a hidden message. Then I mean, it's not necessarily a hidden message. It's just something we made up. Like, not necessarily we made up, but it's something we dug and dug
I
and
put
dug
I
and
put the
found.
tweet into the chat though, Steve, and let me actually quote her and let me say it right. Journalist Somia Kershaw-Murthy.
Mm-hmm.
She is the one that's worked for higher publications for sure. The source as well. That's another thing too. But confirmed for sure. She was like the 6-time entendre of the June 16th Pac birthday joint, the Father's Day June 16th, the start of the People versus O.J. Simpson trial June 16th. The June 16th was the funeral of Nicole Brown Simpson. The Euphoria show premiere was on June 16th, and for sure the Corinthians 616 joint. So it was a lot into one.
I see Steve cut out. He'll probably be back in just a sec. But I just wanted to comment when it came to like 616 in LA in general, there is this wasn't more of a I'm going to like Joan on you or
He's
anything.
not
This is more of that
six.
stern warning, like, hey, bro, are you sure you want to do this with me? Because if you go through the song, for those of you who are listening and have not listened to 616 yet, I recommend that you do. But he starts off just saying, like, this is my life, this is what I've been doing. He addressed the apartment in New York, like, yo, I'll be going to Brooklyn to get pizza, bro. Like, this is what my life's trifecta: money, morals, and culture. Oh, he clicked the link. uh he was just saying, like, listen, this is the kind of
Yeah.
life that I live. But
What?
there are some hidden gems within there. There's a lot of noise in the background. I don't know
What?
who that is.
You know good and well.
Is that
My bad,
who is
I
that?
had clicked the link and I had accidentally done
Oh, okay. I
it.
got you. I got you. I was like, yo, there's somebody else on the background as well. But
Oh,
uh
Skylar's here.
oh, hi, Scholar.
I.
We're in the car.
What's up,
Oh, go
Skylar?
ahead.
But no, I was gonna say no. Like honestly, Drake asked for multiple points of an entendre to be dropped when it came to it. He said, if it ain't no triple or quadruple, don't send it. Right.
Well,
So 616 was like a preview type glimpse. If he didn't already get it 2 tracks before that, and
mm-hmm.
if hold on, if Euphoria didn't give it to you, 616 was just like the final, like, all right, this is my chance at making amends. Trying to like, yo, like I'm trying to give you the peace treaty. Like we'll end it on good terms if you want to. And he did not follow up with that. And so then boom, that led to the follow up with where we're at now.
Yeah.
Facts.
I
Me,
I just want to point out one line before we continue the conversation, because one of the things that I was not concerned about, one of the things that struck me with this particular song was when he says, but I live in circadian rhythms of a shooting star. And it took me a minute. I'm like, bro, do you know what a circadian rhythm is? And a lot of people don't know that that's your sleeping pattern or your sleep cycle. And
Exactly.
so and it's like, now that we've got what we've got, it makes a whole lot more sense. But back then, and I say back then like this didn't happen a couple of days ago, but when he first dropped it on Friday, I wasn't exactly sure what he was talking about. More specifically, like, is he referring to himself as the star? And what was he necessarily like referring to with those circadian rhythms? Was he just talking about his sleep pattern? Was he talking about Drake's sleep pattern? I don't know, but I thought that was a very interesting bar the first time he said it. And then but really, as he was talking throughout this, he was literally just giving us a glimpse into his life again. He's talked about Estelle before, and we're not sure if Estelle is like somebody in his family. I'm thinking that's his grandmother, but we don't really know. And we just get a lot of the stuff about him right before we get to the real meat and potatoes of it. And he's just like, uh I, I, the mannerisms of Raphael, I can heal and give you art, but the industry's cooked as I pick the carcass apart. And this is another warning. He even mentions Ack or AK or academics, Livingston Island, that nigga. He even mentions him in the next line. Yeah, somebody's line. I can see the vibes on act. Even he looking compromised. Let's peel the layers back. Ain't no brownie points for beating your chest, harassing ant. Like, because Drake would go get on social media and harass his manager, and he's just like, bro, why are you harassing him? The smoke is with me. Why are you trolling with another person? Like, we should be right here, and you out here attacking people that have shit to do with this.
Because he
Because
don't want the
again,
smoke for real. He don't want the smoke for real. So let me go ahead and deflect and go to other people just so I can
like I
you know.
said earlier, he doesn't have the ammunition to come at Kendrick 100%. He's just going to be able to
Facts.
deflect and just do what he can to make a stir to try to stir the pot. Drake was already buried after Euphoria.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm being honest, he was buried at Euphoria, and so then he made another track to come at him on the whatever. Like after goddamn push-ups, I stopped listening to the Drake responses because it's just like now, like you're not even really coming with any type of ammunition. You're literally just, what is it? Being passive aggressive. You're being passive aggressive to the actual topic of the fact that you're getting cooked right now, and all the shit that you've been doing is now coming to light, and you actually were giving a pardon to stop the bullshit before it even arose, and now you're at the point where the shit is now a blossoming rose, and goddamn Kendrick is about to hand this to you as he puts you 6 feet under.
This literally was a warning, but I only feel like I really do feel like the only reason why Drake has responded in the first place, I feel like he's only responding because he didn't respond the first time he got dissed was Pusha T. So
Mm.
now he got to make up for the shit. And it's not working in his favor, god damn it. Like, it's not working in his favor. He's being cooked, literally.
And honestly, I mean, we talked about this last week on Hit Mob, bro. I was like, I thought it was gonna be the opposite. I thought Kendrick was gonna put out something like Euphoria, which was super fire, and I thought Drake was just gonna try to step on it and just keep putting out disses to keep stepping on it. I did not expect it to go the opposite of that, because
Mm-hmm.
basically, as soon as Drake responded with Family Matters, Kendrick just was like, "Nope, step on that," and dropped the sword.
Yeah,
Like,
and,
he just
and
kept stepping on it.
bro, we are gonna get to that real quick because yeah, when we talk about 6:16 a.m., this is letting Drake know this is a warning before you step over that line. Think about what you about to do, because he mentioned in the song that there are leaks in your camp, and he goes on to talk about the 100 niggas, and then excuse me, but going into the 100 niggas that's next to you, um if somebody leaking your shit, bro, and I got some shit on you for real, and I'm gonna pull up the bar that where he said, "Have you ever thought that OVO was working for me? Fake bullies, I hate bullies. You must be a terrible person. We can't Tusi slide up out of this one. It's just gonna resurface." That I thought that was a very clever
Funny
line.
as hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and it's ironic as fuck because he named the track 616 in LA, which if
Hmm.
y'all know Drake's catalog, he has a time
Timestamp records.
frame. Exactly. So
Yeah.
for now somebody outside of your own artistry to now try to do a timestamp, that lets you know, bro, you're already buried. Like,
Yeah, you already a step behind in this case, in my opinion. Goodness, excuse me, y'all. I
Hey,
don't know
brother,
what's
you
been
okay,
happening.
brother?
No, I'm good, brother. I'm good, brother. I'm good.
Don't say
he's
brother.
he's caught up
Jesus.
on the bullshit, brother.
But another line that he said as well. I'm sorry, I live a boring life. I love peace, but war ready if the world is ready to see you bleed. Like, he's letting Drake know, don't play with me, bro. Like, I'm ready to go to war for this. Saying 100 niggas that you got on salary, and 20 of them want you as a casualty, and one of them is actually next to you, and two of them is practically tired of your lifestyle, just don't got the audacity to tell you. And then he goes on to talk about the game that Drake plays that we just talked about. You playing dirty with propaganda, it'll blow up on you. You playing nerdy with Zach B and Twitter bots, but your reality can't be hide behind Wi-Fi. Your little memes is losing steam. They figured you out. The forced opinions is not convincing. Y'all need a new route. He literally was warning him, like, bro, you can play this internet game with me if you want to. I don't play those internet games. You using Twitter bots and people in your camp to try and push the narrative that, that I'm losing, or that I don't want the smoke or anything like this. Nah, you need to chill out. And doing all this meme shit, I don't play these games, bro. I get on
This
wax.
definitely was a warning. This definitely
Yeah,
was.
this was, Euphoria was the joke track, but he was still warning him, like, yo, let's keep it rap. But this one is bro,
The official
somebody
warning.
leaked your song to me, because as we figured out later. Somebody leaked your song to me, bro. You do not want to go, you do not want to do this with me. Keep it rap. And before you step over that line, he said, before you figure that you're not alone, ask what would Mike do. Boy, that was a harrowing warning of what was to come. Any quick thoughts again on 616 before we move on to Family Matters?
One little last thing I had about 616 particularly was just the fact of you dropping this at the crack of dawn. LA time on East Coast for some of us, that's 9:16 in the morning.
916, yep.
You decided to say, hey, I just want you to know when you wake up in the morning, you gonna hear this no matter where you go.
Right.
I think it was a very calculated move by Kendrick. I think it was smart. This also, once again, back to my point earlier, how y'all releasing these songs, Kendrick and Drake. I don't like it. This one needs to be on streaming because this counts. This is a huge one. I know Meet the Grams is on there now. That got put on there this morning. I know the other ones are on there too, but this one has to be added because this was more of a calculation, more than necessarily like a direct aim. Did he say some stuff? For sure. But this is definitely calculated because the moment
Yeah.
Drake woke up, you was gonna look at the internet like you do, which he does, and you was gonna see that. And there was no way to escape it.
Like how
And
you said, Jay. My bad.
you good,
Like
bro?
how you said, it was definitely leaked to Kendrick. Like the song is definitely leaked because in this song he has Drake's uncle, um, Drake uncle playing the song, playing like part of the guitars or whatever for the sample, right?
Exactly.
Yeah,
And then,
it's on
and
Sounds
Al
then
Green
so
song, bro.
strategic.
and
Oh my
so
goodness.
that should have been a red flag that your song has been leaked because in your song you say, "Let me talk to your uncle because he must be the man in the house." How is that not a
Yes.
red flag to Drake saying, "Oh shit"?
Right.
Like nigga, like he's
Right.
literally telling you,
He's
like,
telling you don't do it.
Don't.
but yeah. Go ahead, Jay. My bad. I'm
And
sorry.
and the fact that the this is the last little part. I'm gonna shut up. The cover of this particular track is only part of the picture.
Mm-hmm.
You
Only
decided
part.
you
Only
decided
part.
to do the double entendre, almost triple, really, because you do the Maybach music shit, obviously. You also have the black OJ gloves, back to the point of the people versus OJ. And then third, this is a precursor. Because with Drake see that, you should know where that glove come from. And you also would know that background to that glove. It
Mm.
looked like something that you may own, my brother. So I think you probably should be quiet. And you might want to just stop. And at least before, like what Steve was saying, to that point, he already proved the fact to you that he knows something because he's now using a beat that your uncle Drake has played on. So
Mm-hmm.
why would you even say anything? He got plenty of fair warning. So as we get into these next parts, he got exactly what he deserved.
Yeah.
100%.
My
And
last 2 cents is listen. At the end of the day, Drake has been Fortnite, and if you know Fortnite as the new age and day terminology, he's been Fortnite to all of this, and he's only reaping what he's been sowing. And so everything that has become subsequent of him being Fortnite is warranted, and he's getting everything that he's been asking for.
well, I just gotta say this, man. As y'all said, this was a very, very like stern warning. Like, bro, I know what's going on in your camp, bro. Do not do this. But either way, Drake said he had to, I guess Drake decided he had to get his response off. So here we
To,
are. But I
to
did want
Drake's point, though,
to.
I will say this: I said that Drake is going to respond on Friday. On
You
in
You did
my
say that.
you
like,
did you
I said
called
You
it.
that,
did say that.
right?
And then, so if I can figure out that you're going to respond on Friday, he probably was like, "Of course, Kendrick know I'm going to respond today." That's probably
Right.
just how he was thinking. Of course, he know I'm going to respond today, and was just
Mhm.
being ignorant. So to Drake's point, he could have just been lost in the sauce and really just not get it.
Right. And maybe maybe they're like, oh, maybe Kendrick knows that I'm dropping, but when you see a precursor track like this telling you, bro, don't do it, he, you should heed that advice. But then again, y'all are beefing, so all's fair in love and war. Shout out to Al Green. that
Hello?
Shout out to Al Green, man. I love that. I love that sample.
They got the kids listening to the old niggas, bro.
I'm saying, bro. I'm saying I am so happy to hear that Al Green and Teddy Pendergrass got sampled. Here's the other thing that I missed about 616 in LA. Jack Antonoff, who is a frequent producer of Taylor Swift, was the
Was
one
on
who
that beat.
produced this track. So he
Yep.
was like, this was a response to Taylor Made. Like, bro, okay, well, if we joke in there, hey, look, I'm gonna grab one of her producers and just have him produce part of the track too. So we can go there. Like this was a very calculated track. So, and as he said in Euphoria, I can calculate your next move, and
This nigga Batman in real life.
yeah, he is. He is literally Batman. So, Family Matters. Now,
Hey, Shogo, bro, was crazy.
bruh, Shogo. I'm gonna get it to my audience. Shogo High, and the episode is gonna drop at 9 a.m. on Monday. This one will drop Tuesday at 7 a.m. So yeah, y'all please sure that y'all listen to both episodes back to back. But we were in the middle of recording Shogo on Twitter, and I dropped out for a second because I was seeing tweets about a bomb was coming in, that Drake was, threatening to drop a bomb and whatnot. We were actually getting to that subject about, 2024 being the year of the hater. We already know, like, when it comes to diss songs, there's just plenty of them out there this year alone. But we were definitely gonna, dissect 616 AM in LA as well as the entire beef. But I had dropped out from the recording for a second. I was still in the room or in the space, but I was seeing all these messages about Drake about to drop a bomb and whatnot. Drake about to drop this bomb, and I see, that he had told Kai to stay on stream, and AK was saying that the bomb was coming, that the track was coming like today. It was coming like in a few minutes. So we get Family Matters, and being objective here, completely objective. Family Matters was good.
Hard as hell,
And
boy.
yeah, it was good.
It was
I was
fire.
like, oh yeah, Drake coming, bro. He not backing down at all. He ready for the smoke. There were a lot of things that as I listened back to it, that there were things that I'm like, okay, Drake, you probably shouldn't have gone there. But that was hindsight. I'm like, okay, well, I know, Kendrick on the clock, he gonna respond in like a week or two, and it's really about to be boom, boom, boom. We about to get blow after blow after blow after blow. I'm ready for this, bro. And I was just so floored by what we were hearing on Family Matters. Just a lot of the stuff that Drake was talking
Bro,
about. I'm
the
like,
video.
oh, bro. Yeah, the video itself, I'm like, yo, and then that's when we, as a pod, we decided to like watch together, because I was watching it, and then when y'all decided, hey, we gonna play this shit right now, that's when I came back like, yo, I'm just gonna listen with y'all, because I was already listening to it ahead of time. I gotten distracted because I got those notifications. So
Hey
yeah,
kid,
yo,
before my phone died, I just want to put these 2 cents out.
okay.
Family Matters was a point of crossing every line possible, because
Mm-hmm.
now you actually name dropped, you actually talked about things that should never ever get brought into. I don't care if it's battle rap, I don't care if it's just jovial back and forth, punch for punch. No, Drake crossed every line possible, and everything that came subsequent to those lines being crossed, they were warranted. And then it came to him getting his ass smacked, pause, on the next um track that was dropped. Because at
Benny
the end
and
of
the
the day,
Jets.
hella, because bro,
Mm-hmm.
what? You don't talk about nobody's family, especially if he was, again, giving fair warning, trying to wave a white flag for truth, whatever. You literally crossed every line possible because now you're desperate. You're
Mm-hmm.
looking for your final punch out. And bro, you got knocked out before the last round ever came. You really got punched out in the second round. But now it's at the point you've been knocked the fuck out. And you're reeling because now you're literally looking for a lifesaver and you don't have that lifesaver. You have put your back against the wall amongst literally probably everybody in the industry at this point now because you're trying to stand on your hill and you're dying on it. You're dying
Mm-hmm.
on your hill because of the fact that you can't be a man and take an L. And as a man myself, yeah, being humble and taking L's, that is not what we are accustomed to. That's what we're not keen to. But
Mm-hmm.
in this situation, you have now come up again because you are now in the top three for whatever reason that you've got putting up there. You've now come up against your own cohort in terms of industry and you're getting spanked.
I think that's easy to say now. You know what I'm saying? Now we know what we know. Because at
Now,
first
I
we
yeah,
was
mean,
just thinking,
is it what
me
we know
personally,
now
we was
or
thinking,
have we already known it though? Like let's not
no.
like try
Because
to play half half. Let's be real with it.
well, being real, like you said, that he already had lost or crossed the line. Drake said at the beginning of that song, we could have kept the kids out of this. You know what I'm saying? So that was Drake saying we could have kept the kids out of this. So maybe he felt like from his side that Kendrick crossed the line first. You know what I'm saying?
No,
Now,
I
obviously, I think we all agree. You talking about his wife, you crossed the line first.
nah,
You
That
crossed
right.
the line first, so it's definitely like you throwing rocks and then trying to hide your hand. Now it's all of a sudden we could have kept kids out of it. Well, you could have kept my entire family out of it. So now it's
Yeah,
And
big
that's
glass
also
it.
house. It's
to
a
that
big glass
point,
house.
yeah, in Euphoria, he didn't necessarily call out Adonis on anything or say that he did anything. He just said that you are a bad father. You know,
Yeah.
he's like,
Exactly.
I'm
Again,
taking care of my son. You're not doing that.
But
You say
Phil
you don't
that's
know
talking
nothing
something.
about
about
that.
the parent, the parents.
n-
He
not
never
the
said
wife.
Adonis as a name.
No, I don't like that either though, because like you don't know what I'm doing behind closed doors with my kids. You know what I'm saying? Like regardless,
No,
of,
I get that. You know,
you
that's
know what
why I
I'm
like. Yeah, it's just
We
the
don't
fact
know
that I
what
had to go up
we
against
don't know
that
what
first
you're
Drake
doing
line where he said
behind
mention
closed
my
doors.
seed. I'm like, he didn't mention your seed, he mentioned you. But continue,
We
go off.
yeah, we don't know what
saying?
you're doing behind closed doors, but apparently those 20 other people that work with you do. So
But I'm
And,
yeah,
and they
like,
felt it pertinent enough to bring up Kendrick family. So now, like, okay, if we're really gonna attack the fire with gasoline, now this is the perfect point.
and
And
fair
he
exchange
gave
ain't never been
and
no
he
rock.
gave you the
So
pardon by saying, "Don't tell no lies about me, and I won't tell no truth about you."
I don't
Kendrick
know.
was methodical with this shit. He already knew what the fuck was going on. He was trying to spare him. He
And,
was
you did
trying to
have
spare
called him a
him.
master manipulator. Like
and
Mhm.
you're not gonna manipulate your way out of this.
Yeah,
yeah,
no, that's literally like if I go outside and I talk shit to somebody random, knowing damn well that I ain't got no fire behind me to goddamn stand at them 10 toes. Guess what? I gotta goddamn stand on my heel. Drake is dying on his heel
this
because he thought that he was wrong. And then all the like you said, or like how it has been said within this recording, his people in his camp want to see him bleed. And Kendrick has already said that. That's where I'm at with it. Like he is so far gone, there's no coming back. Unless
So
he
far gone.
actually if he and again, if he can find some point of being able to like come back, he'll come back. But where I view it and I see it is it's a done deal. Signed, sealed,
oh,
delivered, he's gone.
of
Get him
course
out of
now.
here.
But in that
Three
moment,
strikes, he's out.
just like Ted said, we thought we was getting another week until Kendrick. Like we all thought that. So in that moment, we was like, "Damn, this nigga Drake, he clapped back," and now we got to sit here another 3 days, 4 days, a week, whatever we thought, because we didn't think that another disc was coming back 10 minutes later. We just thought
Mhm.
in that moment, I'm sorry. I don't think everybody, because obviously y'all feel how y'all feel. But a lot of us was like, shit, we finna have a battle. You know what I'm saying? Like we
And
could have a battle. Like
If I
we
could
thought,
be honest, I feel like at Euphoria, Kendrick already had 2 to 3, maybe even 5 tracks already lined up to drop, just in case there was
Right.
another rebuttal.
So apparently, with all of the apparently Euphoria was actually supposed to be 19 minutes. So that could be the reason why there are multiple tracks in, like just how you said, lot there's multiple tracks lined up, because it was supposed to be originally 19 minutes. But with Euphoria, 6 a.m., Meet the Grams, and in Meet the Grams, that totals up to 16 minutes, almost 16 minutes. And so now he just drops Not Like Us, so that could be the final total.
I think, but to that point, I after hearing Not Like Us, I feel as though Kendrick has more. But
he
let's
said he
not
got
let's
five
yeah,
plus five, which is
right.
10. Yeah, he got 10 songs.
We before we even get that far, we still got. I just wanted to dissect the song Family Matters first, because I wanted to be fair, and I wanted to talk about, specifically, when the track dropped and what our reaction was.
I
Did I
have two
think that
points.
yeah, did I think that it was a bomb? Not necessarily. No. There were a couple of things that did stick out for me in that track. And the fact that, Drake did slide on it. Like, I ain't even gonna hold you. I'm like, yo, if I'm really bobbing my head to this. Okay, I see. Drake is. It feels like in the past that Drake was not inspired anymore, and this rap battle woke him up. Like, okay, maybe I need to actually start rapping for real. So that's just how I interpret that. And he came with it on Family Matters. He did not. Uh, he did not hold back on it. But um, go ahead, Jay. I'm gonna let you get your points off, and then I'm gonna drop some of mine.
Yeah. Two things. One thing I can say with this track for sure, even listen to it live on Show High Time and also re-listen to it again after the show was over.
Mm-hmm.
Um, this was the best Drake has rapped for me, in my personal opinion, since If This Is Too Late and Nothing Was the Same Time. Okay, so he has not rapped like this since then. Um, if this what it takes, this is what it takes. So I applaud him for responding the way that he did. He did it direct. He didn't do it through no DJ academics. He did it directly to YouTube, because that's how everything else has been dropping. It was through YouTube lately. So
Mm-hmm.
you went right to YouTube. You ain't go through no streamer. You ain't do none of that. You went right to it. So
Right.
I give him kudos on that. Number two, this is something I think all the rap beefs need to take this into account. Okay, we live in a time where people like to read captions. We are anime niggas as well in this chat. So, um, putting captions of the lyrics made a hell of a difference. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Putting captions to those lyrics and also the visuals, it really took it to a different notch. And I do want to point this out. The visual to Family Matters, we're talking 80 million now. The song itself, at least on Spotify numbers, is only at 4 million. So the video just hits that much more for a lot of people. And I think part of it too is because you actually reading what he's saying. There's
Yep.
no if, ands, or buts. Genius can't get it wrong. It's literally copy and paste.
Yep.
That's all you got to do. Um, so I do want to say those two parts, because we haven't seen Drake that hungry before in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And number two, it's the fact of you took into account all the other things, which is obviously him still being a pop star, a superstar, but you take into these things like you have a visual with this now. The Good Kid, Mad City van, the compactor, the safe on the inside, taking the film of the money safe and all of that, like, and then having the alleged picture of his daughter in the background. In the midst of that, and the last scene of the video, he has a painting of that in the background, and also
Mm-hmm.
him meeting some random nigga that obviously has something to do with Pharrell, right? The whole Pharrell beef, I
Mm-hmm.
guess. It's a lot of different nuances and things that's in there that you have to take account into that song. And to also add the last little part, the Buried Alive joint, right? Like the Buried Alive, he really it sounded like Drake wrote that for Kendrick originally. That's what it sounds like to me now.
Mm-hmm.
Which is part of the reason why he said I gave you your first number one hit, which is kind of interesting. So I'm just like, aha, which is I think it's a double entendre because Take Care feature. You was the first major concert that you was on Drake's tour. Kendrick's first major tour was on Drake's tour as a special guest. And then third, Poetic Justice was Kendrick's first number one single. So it's like, gotta give some credit on Drake actually pulling some facts out. And then, I think you're gonna probably talk about the lyric in a second, kid, but there were a few different bombs in there for sure. I think the track was way harder than what people give it credit for. But
Fact.
it was some shit in there,
Yeah.
So I know you about to get into it.
It was
Yeah.
definitely
And
just stepped on, bro. And
mm,
to my So what I'm thinking, if it's quote unquote true that he doesn't have a daughter, he leaked a picture of a kid in that video on purpose.
Right.
Kendrick's supposed to drop his bars about a daughter a week from now, and then Drake can patrol the internet and be like, "That's not true. You're an idiot." Blah blah blah. But he was not expecting it to come out the next 10 minutes. He was
minutes, right.
expecting it to come out a week from now. So I'm sorry, but I'm thinking like this was a good counter move for a minute. It felt good.
Yeah.
Like
I
I'm
mean,
pretty
yeah,
sure
he had a
Drake was on
definitely.
his way to the club
Yeah,
and then
bro. Yeah, RDP
got in the
video for
car.
sure. I think Drake was about to go out, bro. I think he
Mm-hmm.
was doing that. He about to go out and celebrate for a little minute because he had a one up for a nice little. How long he was on show go talking about the song? About maybe 20 minutes.
But about 20 minutes before we got that other notification. Yeah. So before we
Kendrick
get into
was
that,
ready. He
yeah,
said,
yeah,
ah.
yeah.
Not too much.
Before we deep dive into the next joint, yeah, there was a lot of lyrics within that entire song. We why you never hold your son and tell him say cheese. I'm like, bro, not everybody wants their kids to be seen, but that's that. Um, we could have let the kids out of this. Don't blame me, of course. Your baby mama captain's always screaming, "Save me!" I'm like, oh, he's really like attacking his family here. Um, you did. I heard that one of the little kids might be day free and whatnot. I'm like,
Ooh, that
oh,
was a
so he
hard bar.
that
Ooh.
that was hard, but I was like, oh, he's going there. That man said that your kid belongs to day free. That is low. Okay, he went low. I'm like, all right, well, we'll see. Um,
And he talked
yeah,
about him being abusive as well.
right.
Right.
Yeah, and
Which
and that was
that
the next
I
thing I
think
wanted to get.
that's the biggest thing with these rap beefs. When you start attacking people's actual character, their likability, and if you can prove that to be true, that's when you take a stain. So if they can have proof that there was abuse, then that's when it's like Kendrick would never do nothing like that. And if you see it, then it's like, damn. You know what I'm saying? And same with
Hmm.
the whole pedophile thing with Drake. It's like, you know what I'm saying? People probably have it in their mind, I could never see Drake like that. But then once there's proof, then it's like, it's a
Oh,
huge
right.
attack. Yeah. So I think the Dave Free thing, I mean, Kendrick is a nice guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like if something happened and Dave Free is the dad, then it's like, okay, that's not on Kendrick. That just means his girl was a bad person. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Something like that. But this personally saying that he abusing somebody, that's when it's like, ooh, nah, because we respect Kendrick in a different light form. And that changes things.
Exactly. Now, with that in mind, we knew that Kendrick emotionally abused Whitney because, of course, he was, not faithful. So when it came to the Dave Free line, I kind of was like, well, if she did sleep with Dave Free, then I'm honestly, you can't really be mad because Kendrick admitted to not being faithful to her either.
Didn't
It's
he? Yeah,
like
I was gonna say, didn't he already discuss that in Mr. Morale? So
he
it's like,
did discuss that in Mr. Morale, which a lot of the points that Drake was making was that came from Mr. Morale, which Kendrick again had predicted would happen. He's like, bro, you attacking the family front because you heard Mr. Morale. Like, okay, we Kendrick has never been shy about what's been going on in his life. As a matter of fact, all albums, maybe with the exception of Section 80, the most, all of his albums have really been like an introspect into his personal life. So he's never been shy about that. But we didn't hear anything about physical abuse, though someone did mention that he might have talked about it a little bit in Mother I Sober. So I'm gonna have to go back and listen to that to see if
Or the
if I
Breakfast
caught it.
Club interview. He kind of,
Yeah.
I guess he tried to deflect it a little bit, but still to this day, this is back to the point of he still got to address that
Yeah,
because
he
that
still has to.
you got to clear it
So
up.
and me being a Kendrick fan, like I'm like, yo, bro, you definitely gotta address this. Like you gotta get in front of you gotta talk about it because there's no way to like we can avoid that. But there was still a lot of things that I thought Drake should not have done in this track. One, I know that you have beef with everybody else, but have smoke strictly for Kendrick. Kendrick got on Euphoria and had smoke strictly for you. On Family Matters, you once again attacked Rick Ross, attacked Metro, and attacked The Weeknd because The Weeknd was on. We still don't trust you too, obviously.
And
But
ASAP.
yeah, and ASAP. On top of that, you attacked ASAP. I'm like, bro, when it comes to this, like, stop taking the takeover route, bro. Go strictly for
The one
Kendrick.
that's killing you.
Yeah, the one that's got your number right now, bro. Like go for him. Everybody else, you can address them separately on a separate diss track if you got to. You can be like, okay, this track is strictly for Kendrick. Everybody else, I got y'all on another track. I ain't even worried about y'all right now.
which is
And this
which
man,
is crazy because he said
mhm,
he would do that on that joint, the AI joint. He
yeah,
was all like, the rest of y'all just wait on it, y'all getting it too. So I was thinking he was really gonna get to them later, like you said. Well, go ahead, bro.
yeah, no, you bringing the facts. And then the other thing was at the end of the second part of Family Matters, where he's like he was going on vacation. I hope next time you niggas like or better prepared. I thought, that was great, but at the same time, little did we know what was about to happen next. But still, the entire disc, where he pretty much like with part three, he attacked Kendrick and whatnot. Like, oh, he opened his mouth. Someone go hand him a Grammy right now. Like, we get that joke. I'm like, okay, cool. But the where you said the where's your uncle at? Because I want to talk to the man in the house because we know that Kendrick has a trans uncle, and that was really I thought that was a nice dig. But then, as Jay mentioned, like, bro, he had your uncle on the 6:16 a.m. in LA track. Wow, that's calculated.
Yeah,
But
kind of calculated and weird, buddy.
yeah, and then of course he said you called the Tupac estate and begged them to sue me and get that shit down. I'm like, I don't think Kendrick had to do a damn thing with that, bro. Like, I think Tupac's estate was really just like, get that shit taken off, bro. You can't talk about cease and desist when you out here sending cease and desist yourself. Like, that was the other thing about it. He said your daddy got robbed by Top, you stunning Wayne like father, like son. I'm like, well, he talked about that too already. There was just a lot of things that I thought that, okay, Drake, you could have attacked him in a different way about that but as we said, these songs are not about bringing up new information. Sometimes you just gotta attack them for what you have. And in essence, like, I've gone to the I am going to say that when it comes to that, there doesn't necessarily have to be tea that's dropped or anything new that's brought in, as long as it's clever. That line in particular I didn't think was clever, but there was a lot of other stuff that I thought was clever too. But you're right about that. Fuck the big three. It's only big D, and there's video proof that line actually aged horribly. But we'll and the fact that we'll skip over that. But still,
To your point though,
mm-hmm,
when you said that it don't have to be new information, bro.
mm-hmm,
It just proves that Kendrick is a better rapper because Kendrick
yes,
is giving us information that we already knew with Drake on some points, and it hit
mm-hmm,
hard because Kendrick is just a better rapper than Drake. Like, that's just
exactly.
all it is to it. Like, he's just a better rapper.
Exactly. So with that in mind, it's like, okay, yeah, we understand that, it doesn't have to be new information, but you just got to be more clever with it. So, but that doesn't necessarily take anything away from Family Matters. Again, Family Matters was a great track, and it would have, if the track was allowed to breathe, I think that we would
It would have
again be
hit
talking
harder.
about waiting for Kendrick to drop again. But boy, we were not prepared for what happened 20 minutes later while we're talking on Shogo, and someone said, "Yo, Kendrick just dropped." We all were like, "You shitting? Nah, bro, he just dropped." And we all listened in real time to Meet the Grams. And as a first reaction, when I say my jaw was on the floor, I'm like,
Woo!
"Yo, this is
Dear
crazy."
Adonis.
This
Oh,
starting off a
Coming
line
off the
addressing
bat.
your son already.
bro.
That's like,
Hey, remember we
yo, he,
paused it mid
mhm,
episode? I was like, nope, nope, no, no, no.
yeah,
I was like, can't do it. I was so
yeah,
hurt. I was so shocked. I was like,
bruh. And
dear
we had to beg
Adonis.
you, like, bro, just keep it going.
I
We,
said, oh no, he ain't say
whew,
dear Adonis like
That
that.
was
I said,
bruh.
probably that will probably go down in history as the most lethal. That was lethal.
that might be the
Son,
most lethal diss that we have so far. I agree
That
with
was
that.
lethal as fuck.
yeah,
Like,
within the
And they
concepts of the
used
beat.
Elton John as the Alchemist. Shout out to
Mm-hmm.
Alchemist, bro. Shout out to Alchemist, bro.
Yeah, big shout out to
Benny
Alchemist,
and the
bro. Like,
Jets. That hurts.
I knew I
And
recognized that piano, bro.
like
I was like,
it's
where have I heard this?
it's
But
definitely
you,
Benny and the Jets, and it's a
yes, it
double
is.
entendre with it.
Dun, 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 dun,
It's a
dun,
double
dun.
entendre with
Yeah,
that
it
beat
is.
usage. And I don't know if
Ooh.
people caught it, but I'm gonna say it here. So way back when, before Elton John got dubbed as Sir Knight Elton John, there was a couple of different scandalous things going on within the King and Queen's mansion. This was during this is around the time when Queen Elizabeth, the most recent one, had just passed away. She just became queen at the time. It was a very controversial moment because the whole Princess Diana situation. So all of that was encompassing the fact of because they didn't really want to give Elton John the Sir title yet because they try to claim themselves that Elton John was a child molester of some sort, and come
Mm-hmm.
to find out he was not. But it really wasn't Elton John they were worried about. Elton John was actually being framed by somebody in the royal family that were actually doing the dirt. So it's kind of weird that you decide to use that beat because like it got done to him. He ain't the one that do it, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
it's like, dang, not only did you tell the world about Drake, but you also used the beat where they try to frame somebody about this same type of stuff. And it's like, ugh, that's nasty,
Nasty,
calculated
bro.
work.
Bruh. Yeah.
Calculated work, bro. Like it's just that RDC skit was so fire because it really hit, bro. He's like,
Mm-hmm.
I already knew it. I already predicted it.
Did it?
I was
Yep.
like,
It,
that's
it
crazy.
hit to the
Uploading it right
very
now.
end too. To the very end, going and drop that other one. And he ran after her. Like that
He
shit was
ran
Bruh.
real. Going to drop that other one. I was like, bro, that's crazy that he
And then the
predicted
next
that.
day he dropped up. Never mind. We'll get there. We'll get there. We'll
Yeah,
get
we'll
there.
get there, bro. It's whew, boy. Yeah, this was a very scathing diss. Now, whether the whole thing about Drake having an abandoned daughter is true or not, that is yet to be determined. But just the stuff that came within the track itself, outside of that, it's like, yo, Kendrick ain't playing fair no more. And he didn't play fair by dropping the track like not even within the hour. He didn't even let the Family Matters breathe for an hour before he dropped. That should tell you right there, like, yo, that was calculated, bro. Drake,
He
you got
knew.
away. I was like,
Yeah,
yo, he
he knew.
knew, bro. He
He knew.
knew what
He
was
knew.
coming. So
Mm.
we could dissect this over and over again, but to keep it short for those who haven't listened to the song for whatever reason, first off, he's addressing Adonis, which is Drake's child, telling him your man is your father is not a real man. He's not a responsive father. I, I look at him and wish your grandpa would have wore a condom. That right there was like, oh, ooh, boy, that's a
I think what got me for real is when he said, Adonis, you're not gonna understand this now, but re-listen to this song when you're 18. Bro.
mm-hmm.
He want to mentor his son,
He
Lord.
Son,
said,
bruh.
What?
That man said,
he
"Don't
said,
let
Nigga
your
said,
man
when
piss
you
on your
let me
become
be
leg.
Piccolo. Let
yeah,
me
when
be
you
Piccolo.
become
You
Let
can
me
be
18,
be
God.
sir,
Piccolo while you go home." That is wow.
when you become 18,
Wait.
sir, come holler at me.
You know what? That's the album cover for Shogo tomorrow. I gotta upload that. I'm gonna put a
Yeah.
picture of Piccolo and Gohan together. Makes sense.
And it's crazy because one of the other lines that stuck out to me when he's addressing Adonis, he said, "Never fall in the escort business. That's bad religion. Please remember, you could be a bitch even if you got bitches." That's one. That's a real blow because it's like, bro, there are dudes who are not, and I hate to use the B word, but I'm just paraphrasing. But there are dudes who get women but are still terrible people. And so the fact that he did that and addressed the fact that he didn't want his son to fall into the escort business, because that's technically how he was brought into this world, is that your mom is a porn star, bro. So yeah, there's that. That's
Oh Jesus.
that's heavy.
It hurts.
Yeah,
Nah,
that's heavy.
the one that hit me was, son, don't ever let nobody piss on your leg. You either
Hey,
die, you aim for their head. Like,
and people
like
forgot about that, bro. People forgot that T.I.'s man pissed on this man, bro. Like, people forgot about it. It went away. Yo, the fact that he
Nasty
yeah,
even
work.
brought that up, that's like, yo, oh, ooh, like I'm sitting here like, yo, I forgot about that shit. I'm literally saying it in my head.
he had to be getting held at gunpoint, bro. He
Yeah.
had to. Like, there's no way somebody peeing on your leg and you just like, it's fine. This is fine.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so he had to be getting held at gunpoint. Big Meech himself must have been there. Like, something had to be going on for this nigga to like just let that shit slide, because ain't
Yeah.
no fucking way.
That man said, even if it don't benefit your goals, do some push-ups, get some discipline. Don't cut them corners like your daddy did. Fuck what Ozempic did. He was like, yo, get some real abs, my boy. Don't pay to play with them Brazilians. Get a gym membership.
Ouch.
Oh man, that is just like wow, bro. Um, mm, mm, mm. Wow.
Dear baby
Okay.
girl. Dear baby girl.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
all
and
want to know who your daughter is, Drake. We all want
if
to know.
if she exists, and if this isn't like one of those, because all the Drake fan pages say, "Oh, Drake set him up with this shit." I'm like, I don't know about it. Well, we'll see.
Yeah,
If
we'll
it,
see.
yeah, if it turns out it's true, that's
That's not
that's
good.
nuts. But at the same time, there could be some other hidden stuff with that as well. But I just like the fact that at the end of that verse, because he's like, oh, you're not, watching Frozen or doing timetables and things like that. But when he said, yeah, he's a hit maker, songwriter, superstar, right, and a fucking deadbeat that should never say more of life, that I was like, oh, this nigga Kendrick he's ready to like go at him. But I want to go back to where he's addressing his mom and dad, Sandra and Dennis. He's only a psychopath, bro. Kendrick is an absolute psychopath to this. He said, your son's a sick man with sick thoughts. I think niggas like him should die. Him and Weinstein should get fucked up in a cell for the rest of their life. He hates black women, hypersexualizes them with kinks of a nympho fetish, grew facial hair because he understood being a beard just fit him better. And I think that beard line flew over a lot of people's heads, because
It did.
basically, yeah, it flew over a lot of people's heads. Again, there we have love for everybody in the LGBT community, but just the fact that he said that, I was like, oh, okay, we get in there. But he said more generally, a beard is someone that provides cover for someone. Taking to the next few lines, Kendrick may be saying Drake is covering for a ring of sex offenders on OVO, which, yep, he got sex offenders on HOVO that he kept on a monthly allowance. A child should never be compromised, and he keeping his child around him. And we got to raise our daughters knowing there's predators like him lurking. Fuck a rap battle. He should die so all these women can live with a purpose. Bro, and we going into exposing
That's
OVO
scary work.
Those are
calling them like sex offenders, that they got a sexual trafficking ring.
Whew.
It's and then they be streamlining victims all inside their home and calling them Tinder, then leak videos of themselves to further push their agendas, which we know about the leak with Drake and all of that, but we ain't gonna get into that. But it's a lot of like heavy shit. And then when he finally addresses Drake himself, it's just like, bro, he even said, I know you're probably thinking I wanted to crash your party, but truthfully, I don't have a hating bone in my body. This is supposed to be a good
This was
exhibition within the
premeditated.
game, but you fucked up the moment you called out my family name. It's like, okay, this is what we warned you about, Drake. You decided to go there with Pusha T and name his wife, and now you're doing the same thing with Kendrick and Whitney. When are you going to learn your lesson? How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man? That's pretty much what's going on here. Stop mentioning these people's wives and their family, bro. On some man shit, bro. Stop. Like if you and I know again, all's fair in love and war, but if you know that the person you boxing with can box either better or just as equally as you, don't go there. Do not go there. But
especially when you know you don't got no information on. Like Kendrick is a private person, so how?
exactly.
What you think that you had on that nigga? That's the reason why I wanted it to be J. Cole and Kendrick, because them niggas don't have. They just really private niggas. So it would have just been about the bars. That's why I wanted that. But that's a whole different story. But like
Mm-hmm.
Drake, you're too much in the public eye. Like
Cole
any
was
little thing
smart.
that you do, we can see it. And Kendrick is very private, so it's like
Cole was
just
smart. He said,
really.
I'm out of here.
Yeah.
Cole was
It's
smart.
yeah,
Living his best
Cole did the right thing and bowed out respectfully. He was like,
I'm
bro,
gonna
Yep.
say it
this,
like I
this ain't
said
got
it
nothing to do with
before,
me.
man. Listen,
He's living his
I
best
think
life.
Cole and Kendrick said something to each other. They had a
Mm-hmm.
nice little conversation, and Kendrick told that boy, "Say, hey, look, Jermaine, we good, okay? But I need you to get out the way because it's some
Absolutely.
stuff that you don't
Absolutely.
even know. Like, you know what I'm
Right.
saying?" And he said, "I don't
He
know. I don't
definitely
care how you handle it. I don't care what you do about it, but just get out the way." And so Cole did that. And I hate the way that he did it at his festival, but I'm glad he did it at his festival because
Yep.
now, in retrospect, Jermaine, you was
so
hey, salute. Salute. It had
Salute.
nothing to do
hey,
with him in the first place. It didn't.
they
Salute.
definitely had a conversation because on the next disc, Kendrick says, I don't like the way that you use code.
He
Like
did
Oh,
say
Right.
basically
that.
saying you
He
use
Yep.
did
that
say that.
He did
yeah.
say
you
that.
use that nigga as a pawn to get in the middle of our beef. Like because
Mm-hmm.
I think honestly and truthfully what Drake was trying to do was throw J. Cole out there and he's like, you fight him. Because he knew
Right.
the only two like he knew those was the only two niggas that was lyrical enough to compete with each other. That's what I think that it was. Like but
But
like
that
Kendrick
just
You
goes
might
basically
be onto
said,
something,
you
bro.
but
That's
Cole
a
is
good
smart.
point.
He's just like, bro, this is not even my fight. Like I can't allow my ego to get involved with this. And he was smart in doing that. He was smart in saying, I'm out the race. This ain't for
Mm-hmm.
me. At least he was smart enough to do that. Like, yeah, I'm out.
Absolutely, absolutely,
Man, he
and
looks so much. He looks so
he
much better
looks
now.
so much better for doing that.
God,
He knew what was
like
coming.
He definitely wanted that to be about the bars. And now that
Mm-hmm.
all this is going on and everybody done decided they wanted to open their mouth and bring up Cole, I think Cole needs to diss Kanye. I think he needs to diss the game. I think he needs to get both of them niggas in line just to show like, nigga, I wasn't running from shit. Like I think he need to
Right.
get both of them niggas in line just to be safe. You know what I'm saying? To prove a point real quick. To be like, I
I'm with
wasn't
it.
running from shit.
I'm with it, bro. Like, yeah, go after them niggas that talk smack about you
please,
because you
I, I
decide to
need I
get out
need
the
him
beef,
to.
bro. I'm with it 100.
Cause,
percent
cause,
I'm with
cause
the violence,
Kanye, that was disrespectful from him, bro. I'm mad at him still about that because it's like,
man.
for you, Ye, to be talking crazy for the amount
Did
of times that
Kanye
people that came after you and you ain't say nothing. You want to hit a
Mm-hmm.
nigga while he down? That's crazy.
when did Kanye diss him?
So he didn't like
Was it
that
in like
remix.
that?
Like
He
that
did the
remix.
remix.
Yes, bro. J. Cole dissed him like in 2015 or something like that. First of all, and this nigga ain't said nothing. Then he re-dissed him in Middle Child. Kanye quiet as a mouse. And now all of a sudden when J. Cole down, he trying to say something. Nigga, I'll be
Like that's
right
so
back on that
whack,
nigga
bro.
ass.
Weak
I'll be right back on
behavior.
that
Yeah,
nigga
bro.
ass, Pop Cole.
Weak behavior. That's
It's
weak
it's
Yeah.
crazy,
behavior.
but you know, a theory of mine, and I actually kind of saw this on YouTube as well. Some a YouTuber said, it's crazy that a lot of people were probably afraid to go up against Drake, but now that Kendrick done opened the floodgates, now everybody is like got some kind of confidence now to go at him.
Hey, kid, don't forget this part though too. And I'm glad you just said that. Metro released the beat at 4 a.m. this morning. The
Mm-hmm.
BBL Drake beat. And
Yes.
if you go on the timeline right now, there is a challenge. And it's a lot of people going after him.
Just
Niggas you
Bruh.
ain't never heard
that
of,
nigga
women,
Metro did a
men,
spirit bomb.
whoever.
he
Metro
really,
did
he
it.
really
Bro,
did.
he
Metro
getting
did a spirit
Oh,
skills right
bomb. He
now.
said, lend me your voices.
great
Lend me your
comparison, bro.
voices.
Great comparison.
Metro said, I'm Goku. Just give me your energy and just go after this nigga. And they're doing that, bro. There's women killing this nigga. There's men killing this nigga. There's R&B singers killing this nigga. Listen, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Drake is down 1 million right now. Like it's not just
Yeah,
Kendrick anymore. You got
he
him.
ain't never lost the internet like this, bro. That nigga's losing the internet.
Yes.
Facts.
And he never does, bro. Like Drake does not lose the internet. And yeah, this is out of hand, bro. For him, this got out of hand real fast because he decided to put Kendrick's family in it. So Kendrick was like, okay. So just to end the conversation, at least with Meet the Grams, whether the accusation of him having a hidden daughter is true or not, that's yet to be determined. But the other accusations about him being a pedophile, keeping sexual predators around him, running a sexual trafficking ring, and just overall being a bad person, abusing alcohol, abusing Ozempic, to help out with his abs and other drugs and other things that he's
Taking a
doing.
picture of his prescription pills is diabolical work.
Yeah, whoever is in his camp, bro, and that's what I wanted to end off on.
Super bad.
That cover art, we just saw the glove, and then when Meet the Grams, we see the whole picture. It's like, oh, ooh.
Everybody would have to go, bro.
Everybody would have to go.
Everybody. Like,
I can't trust nobody.
I said that on Twitter. I'm like, bro, get rid of your whole camp, bro. Just get rid of your whole camp. Like, it's not worth it. It is not worth it. And then Saturday happens. Now, after, of course, we dissected on Shogo, we're left, of course, speechless. We talk about everything that was included. Of course, we're questioning, what's going on with Kendrick's life, and if those rumors about him, being in domestic violence is true. We're now questioning, of course, what's going on with Drake. And yeah, we you said Drake responded?
Yep.
Just now?
Yep.
Ooh, this ought to be interesting.
Jesus Christ. There's no sleep.
No sleep, bro.
Seriously?
Is it posted? Because we can react right here.
I mean, I saw people saying
I'm looking for it now, bro. But
somebody said that I'm gonna have a quiet Sunday, and then that DJ did say good luck.
Mm-hmm.
So, and he the one that said that shit that Drake was gonna respond on Friday too.
Heart Part 6. Heart Part 6.
The Heart Part 6.
Drake got a song called The Heart Part 6. Is he crazy?
Yep, just dropped.
Oh God.
Well, we might have to react to it here because we're gonna get into
no way.
Not like us, but now he's just doing
not
this.
Like that, God.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Not like this. Bro, we the GOAT, bro.
Why the fuck would he do that?
All right, I'm about to mute up, bro.
Why would he do that? Hold on, wait. I need to play this to the speaker so I can hear it with some bass and shit.
All right, hold on.
I was gonna play it on here, so that everybody can hear it. But are you playing it already, Jay?
Definitely spiraling. I got your fucking lines tapped. I swear that I'm dialed in. First I was a so where's the proof of the trial then? Where's the paperwork of the cabinet is filed in? 1090 Jake would've took all the walls down. The streets would've had me hiding out in a small town. My Montreal connects stand up, not fall down. The ones that you getting your stories from, they all clowns. I am a war general, seasoned in preparation. My jacket is covered in medals, honor and decoration. You waited for this moment, overcome with the desperation. We plotted for a week and then we fed you the information. A daughter that's 11 years old, I bet he takes it. We thought about giving a fake name or a destination, but you so thirsty, you not concerned with investigation. Instead, you in that Venice studio, it's a celebration. You gotta learn to fact check things and be less impatient. Your fans are rejoicing, thinking this is my expiration. Even the picture you use, the jokes and the medication, the Maybach glove and the drug he uses for less inflation. Master manipulated, you bid on the speculation. You dumb and reactive, nigga, I'm petty with dedication. What about the bones we dug up in that excavation? And why isn't Whitney denying all of the allegations? Why is she following Dave Free and not Mr. Morale? You haven't seen the kids in 6 months, the distance is wild. Dave leaving heart emojis underneath pics of the child. Speaking of anything with a child, let's get to that now. This Epstein angle was the shit I expected. TikTok videos you collected and dissected. Instead of being on some disdirect shit, you rather fucking grab your pen and misdirect shit. My mom came over today and I was like, mother, wait a second. That's that one record where you say you got molested. Oh, fuck me, I just made the whole connection. This about to get so depressing. This is trauma from your own concessions. This when your father leave you home alone with no protection, so neglected. That's why these pedophile raps and shit you so obsessed with. It's so excessive. They acting like it's so aggressive. But you just never know affection. I don't want to dish you anymore. This really got me second guessing. Touch My Body by Mariah Carey play. You probably start reflecting. I never been with no one underage. But now I understand why it's the angle that you really mess with. Just for clarity, I feel disgusted. I'm too respected. If I was fucking young girls, I promise I'd have been arrested. I'm way too famous for this shit you just suggested, but that's not the lesson. Clearly there's a deeper message. Deep cuts that never healed and how they got infected. Like if Dave really fucked your girl and got her pregnant. Talk about breeding resentment. Not sure how to ease the sentiment. The shit's too intimate. I'm praying you recover from both incidents. But you a piece of shit, so this shit really no coincidence. Drake is not a name that you gon' see on no sex offender list. Easy does it. You mentioned it A minor, but niggas gotta be sharp and tell the fans who was it. You thought you left D flat, D major. I'll slit your throat with the razor and do Rick Ross hair like that one flight from Malaysia. I'm your baby mama screensaver. Only fucking with Whitney's, not Millie Bobby Browns. I never look twice at no teenager. I'm a fucking hit maker, dog, not a peacemaker. Yeah, bullets that I'm stuffing in each chamber. Your ass in extreme danger. Stop buying views and buy comments. You may as well keep the paper. Shit you about to need for later. I give a fuck about your streaming data. You could drop 100 more records. I'll see you later. Yeah, maybe when you meet your maker. I don't want to fight with a woman beater. It feeds your nature. If you still bumping R. Kelly, you could thank the savior. Said if they deleted his music, then your music is going to a hypocrite. I don't understand why these people praise you. Sounding like you sent him commissary when he needs some paper. Album dropping soon, no wonder you turning cloud chaser instead of doing hard labor. Nigga, I see you when I see you like Fantasia. Whitney, you can hit me if you need a favor.
Oh,
And when I say I hit your back, it's a lot safer. I promise. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, this shit was some good exercise. Like, it's good to get out, get the pen work done. You would be a worthy competitor if I was really a predator and you weren't fucking lying to every blogger and editor, but it is what it is. You definitely got this shit burnt the fuck out though. Like, you got 10 more records to drop. The one before the last one, we finessed you into telling a story that doesn't even exist. And then you go and drop the West Coast one to try and cover that up. I would like that one. That would be some shit I could dance to if he wasn't tripling down on some whole other bullshit. But, you know, at least your fans are getting some raps out of you. I'm happy I can motivate you, bring you back to the game, like, you know. But just let me know when we're getting to the facts. Everything in my shit is facts. I'm waiting on you to return the favor, like.
hey, bro.
He really should have left that
Hey,
shit in the
yo.
archive. That shit was weak, bro. Stop playing with me.
That was hard. I'm sorry. That was hard.
That shit was low-key weak. Bro, you got your ass handed to you drinking. Now you talking about, girl, bye.
Oh, he answered everything. It's pretty good. Hey, Ken, you muted, brother.
Bro.
Wait,
You're right,
was
I
that a
was muted.
response? Did I miss
That was the response. That was the Heart Part 6. That was Drake's response.
Oh my
Hey,
God.
swear to God, look, my phone died, so like I'm mad because I couldn't even got down and get my 2 cents in. But if that's the response, I got to sit down and listen to it because I came back in on the back end of it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
So
man.
Response. Bro.
No.
hold on. I'm gonna be
feel you.
objective.
Real
So
objectively here, he answered everything. That's a lot.
so
What up, baby?
he said that at least with the daughter part, he was like, we applied it for a week and we fed you the information.
Even Millie Brown has suggest. Even there are videos of Millie Brown saying that her and him have had conversations. So I don't want to hear that shit. So that's a no. I know that's
yeah, like the molesting part and the whole part. I didn't believe that part, but he did say he's like he finally did reveal that he fed Kendrick false information. We applied it for a week and we fed you the information. Our daughter that's 11 years old. I bet he takes it. So that's interesting.
He lying.
The tweet. Hey, bro,
He
the
lying.
tweet. Hold up. The tweet. I'm gonna read the tweet verbatim. Drake just put this tweet out. The Heart Part 6 out now. And we know you're dropping 6 minutes after, so instead of posting my address, you have a lot to address. Oh shit.
Bro, Kendrick gonna wipe his ass.
I think this is a good move.
Yeah.
Good move.
Kendrick is really finna
Hey,
wipe
yeah,
his
we elevated from.
Like, I know you got something after this. You said you had like 10 songs and shit. I'm like, okay, this.
Hey, we just elevated from checkers to chess.
You said what?
We just elevated from checkers to chess.
I think we
feel
was
like
already at
it
chess.
was already at chess. I feel
No,
like
no, no,
Drake
no,
was
no.
playing checkers. I feel like Drake was playing checkers. Kendrick was playing chess. He was saying, "Play with it, play where it's safe." Okay, like
Yeah, but there was also I see somebody tweeting that says trying to make a joke about someone being molested, even if his rap beef is just distasteful, not the bar that y'all think it is, and only a sick man would joke like that. Well, I mean,
Well,
all's fair.
oh, Drake, is it true? Well,
because
Oh,
I mean,
Yeah,
from what I just heard, there was no negating anything based off of Kendrick's last response.
oh,
there was
yes,
no
he did.
negating that.
Yes, he did.
So maybe
He said stuff about the
even
child
if
molester stuff. He did.
it wasn't him doing it, you still have other people in your camp. So it may not be you, but you have no information of something that's happening within your circle.
Hold
So
on, Chubbs
address
got an
that.
answer for something.
oh,
What's the
hold
other
on,
cat that he brought up?
let me pull Steve back up.
My bad, y'all. My phone died, so I had to get a little bit of juice so I could come back because I really did not want to leave this without being within the mix. You know what I'm saying? But no, Kendrick brought up Chubbs, and what's the other cat that he brought up? Damn, he literally said them niggas back to back and said that they was weird.
I believe it's I believe it was because I know which line you're talking about. Baca.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. He said Baca got a
Mm,
weird case. Why is he around? Certified lover boy, certified pedophile. Yep.
Hello. So
Whitney, feel free to hit me if you need a favor. And when I say I hit you back, trust me, it's a lot safer.
We going back to the domestic violence
He's not letting it
allegations.
go.
He's not
There's
letting it
something
go.
with that, bro. You know
He
what?
wants Kendrick to address it.
Yep, that's Drake's pen. I think the pen is back. I think we finally got Drake that we've been asking for. He's serious now. Okay.
And he was like, "Oh, that's some good exercise." I'm like, "Well, it brought you back, bro. If this
in
is what
round
it's gonna
four
take."
though, in round four is when you choose the goddamn charge back.
Ooh.
Yeah, this ought to be
I mean,
interesting.
tell me if I'm wrong. But you choose round four after you done goddamn had all of this stuff, and now you trying to make it seem like Kendrick
This
goddamn
Epstein
flogging
angle
on
was
what
the
he's
shit
rapping
I
about.
expected. TikTok videos you collected and dissected. Instead of being on this direct shit, you rather grab your pen and misdirect shit. I mean, here's my question. Did you really decide to make up an allegation about a 11-year-old kid to see who? Well, he made. Okay, all right. You know what?
No,
Let
no,
me back.
no. Keep going. You were going
No,
down the right
let me
track.
backtrack. I'm gonna backtrack because I think I want to. I think Drake just cleared his case, and I'm gonna say how. If you use that as you have another kid as a way to find out two things: one, who's giving the information to Kendrick, and number two, to see if he bites. And if he did both those things and took care of it, oh wow, that changes the game a little bit.
This is a battle
My thing
now.
is,
This
so
is a battle now.
It's a battle
why
now for sure.
why would you send
No,
okay
it's definitely a battle, but at the end of the day, you got to know who within your camp you can actually trust. The fact of the matter is, okay, if you wanted to use, bro, this is going back to some Game of Thrones type shit. I'm gonna tell you,
why
I'm
would you
going for the
use
crown when really I'm just going for the next nation goddamn stronghold type shit. And then I just want to see how that's gonna go and reach the top. If the top already get it and they already know what's what, because
why
they
would
got
you
their
feed
own.
false information? Well, I mean, my thing is, why would you feed false information just for him to take the bait as far as a child? Like,
I
Because
think
that
with
was
It's
the
that,
big
weird.
thing that was the
that's
big thing
weird.
that's the
That's
big thing
weird.
that he lost to in last battle with Pusha T revealing that he had a child. I think that makes sense.
that
That's
makes
I
sense
think
weird.
that
because
makes sense because
it,
now
it,
it's like
it,
you had
it takes
another
care
kid.
of
But
the leak
again,
too
hold
though.
on. I feel like we could all agree. Why would you try to bring your child or a child into any beef that you have with another grown ass man?
Well. This the thing though, right? And I don't think it's really just necessarily about Adonis. What I'm saying is like he used a fake information piece to do two things in one. It's some anime villain shit though,
He's
for real.
weeding out
This
his
is
team.
definitely Norman and Ray on Promise Neverland
I
when he
swear to
found out
God,
that
bro,
Ray
it
was the
Come
is.
on.
fucking He figured that nigga out. He was like, all right, I got to figure out who my mole is, so I'm gonna lie to everybody, and then whatever it is, nigga, that's the one that gets revealed. He probably told 3 different lies to people, and whichever lie got out is like, boom, this is the one that's the mole.
That's
I mean,
crazy.
that makes sense.
Mhm.
Lame.
It makes
That's
sense.
lame.
Yeah, it makes
Lame.
sense as far as like addressing the mole. I think that
Kendrick gonna drop in
it was
15 minutes. Watch.
Yeah, we waiting for it. You know, it's coming.
yeah, we
It's coming.
whether it's 15 minutes or even tomorrow, like I know that Kendrick is gonna respond, and he might even have to talk about what Drake said. He's like, instead of dropping in 6 minutes, address these allegations that I got, because everything I got is facts. I'm like, well, I don't think that Kendrick was. I don't know if he necessarily again hid the fact that that there was abuse going on between him and Whitney. But he's trying to say that Kendrick also doesn't. He hasn't seen his son in 6 months, so that's gonna be something that we gotta.
The Dave Free zone, yeah.
Yeah.
But
And
we
and
cannot
Dave
just
Free leaving emojis underneath pictures, and the cover of this song is a Dave Free emoji picture. That is
That
Yeah.
is
really
correct. That's
crazy, bro.
villainous. It's
Very.
but
Yeah.
villainous.
That's very.
we can't just disregard the fact of the matter that, again, Kendrick just didn't just speak on the fact of the matter of him being a good father or not, or if he was there for Adonis. He brought
Mm-hmm.
up multiple facts. He addressed the kid portion of it. You feel me? You got Kendrick talking about him and his camp being pedophiles on multiple ends. So what are we talking about? He only addressed
Right.
the fact of the daughter, quote unquote.
Right.
No, he not he.
And
So
then
he
and then on
addressed
top
more
of
than
that,
that.
as far as like the whole daughter thing, there are several articles that lead back into like 2015, 2014 alleging that this is happening. So my only thing is, why are you saying it's a lie now when there are other proof from several years ago stating that this is true? So
Hello.
like,
I don't know, man.
what are
It's
you
a lot.
trying to convey? That's what I'm saying. This is bullshit. This is bull, because I'm like, bro, like there are articles from several years ago stating that you had an alleged daughter. So leading back to today, it makes sense as far as the correlation that you have an 11-year-old daughter, but all of a sudden you're saying, oh yeah, that shit is false. And I just gave you false information.
What?
Kendrick?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, again, he's burying himself. He's been buried fucking tracks ago.
Okay,
You feel me?
Kendrick, let's hear what you got to say, babes. Let's hear what you
I,
got to
I'm
say.
I'm trying to look to see if
He's only responding to the points where it could be plausible. He's not counting
DJ
out the
Head
facts
just said,
of
"Watch
what
this."
got brought up to be
He
factual.
can't.
Oh
He
shit!
can't be.
You said DJ Head just
DJ
said
Head
watch
just said,
this.
"Watch this." Here we go.
Oh boy.
It's here we
So
go.
that was he said, so was that a Canadian white flag? Watch this. Oh. I mean, I was gonna mention the part where like Drake did sound. I don't know if it was disappointed or a little defeated or deflated from the whole thing.
No, it's him being this is
He's in his emotional state, like Jimmy Bucket.
he's back in his 40 bag, kid. Like
Okay, yeah, I get what you're saying.
remember the atmospheric sound that he used to have. He's on that now.
He tapping into his Jimmy Bucket's bag.
Yeah,
I'm
I
in
know
my
what's going
emotional
on.
state.
I know this Drake. This Drake don't play around. This is the one that like the pen is heavy on this one. So I understand.
Yeah.
I get it.
Wait, but whose pen?
It's his. That's him. Because the last one he just wrote, that's him. Family Matters written by Aubrey Graham. That's it. That was him. There was no other ghostwriter. People keep saying the ghostwriter joke. I think that's over with now. Because he's been writing himself. This is him. This is nobody else. So
What was the name of the track again?
This one is the Heart Part 6. It's on his YouTube. Go on YouTube.
Ooh, okay. So now he's doubling back and stealing from. Okay, I like the back and forth. You feel me?
Right.
You feel me?
616
Okay,
LA,
I'm gonna pull
the Heart Part
616.
6.
Now I'm gonna pull in the Heart Part 6.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna mention. The next is like, yo, you pulled the timestamp, so now I'm gonna do a Heart series.
And now
I feel like that's not original. I mean, granted, it could. I feel like that was an original take from Kendrick, but him just following back with that is just like, okay, you could have came up with something else. Like it was.
If we're being honest,
it was
Kendrick wasn't being genuine with his timestamp. He
also called Kendrick the fact that he got molested before too. He just pointed that out.
That was super low, bro. Like
that
that's
was
like
low as hell.
that's
He
low
did
as
say
hell.
that on
Like
there.
us
Yeah.
going low is one thing, like,
This is
but
going to hell.
damn, we talking about you getting molested now. Like that's
Like,
crazy,
damn,
bro.
that's
Like
crazy.
that,
Mm-hmm.
That's
like
insane.
J. Cole made the right decision, like to get
Yeah,
out of
He
here
did.
every
because this is
time this
The
goes,
crazy,
greatest.
bro.
bro.
This
We
is
Cole
talking
made
going
the
about
down
right
in
decision.
history. This is literally going down in history as the
If I'm
greatest
muted for
Yeah,
a minute,
this
I'm just
is,
listening to this
rap
shit again,
piece.
so make sure I ain't
bruh.
missing
This
nothing.
is
Hold
this
on.
is
Going down in history as the greatest rap
right.
piece. Yes.
oh yeah, because neither one of these niggas gonna let up. They not.
No, they're not. They're not. Yeah,
And
this is
if
Drake.
if Drake really got rid of the mole, now we have a whole different battle. If he really got rid of the mole, you know what I'm saying? Because now we can talk about like if you can actually dig up more information, which wouldn't be hard because Drake is way too out there as far as like that, and Kendrick is still private, so it's still gonna be about the bars. But yeah, bro, if I
Mm-hmm.
was Drake,
Hey,
I would have
yo.
kept it. I'd have kept that mole around for five
Hey,
more songs.
Steve. Hey,
Right.
Steve. To your point, bro. I just want to say this right now. I just listened to the first 3 bars again of this song. It's gonna get real ugly. Mm.
Of the
This
new
boy
of the
Aubrey not joking, bro.
bro, these niggas is not playing, bro. And
This
the
nigga,
thing is,
they really hate each other, bro. Like this is
bro,
this is
they really hate each other. He probably done reached out to Jay Prince for some protection to make sure that it's okay to make these jokes because
Man,
he's
you
like
hold
probably
on.
feels some
Jay
type of way.
Prince
that's
versus
crazy.
Compton. What are we talking about?
What? I'm Jay Prince versus Compton. Are you serious?
We ain't doing that. We can't
They're
do
both
that.
high. They're both high regards, bro.
Yeah, we can't.
Right.
We can't. I
I
don't
hope
want
you
to talk
don't
about no
under, I
gang
hope you
shit.
understand what you're talking about right there
Yeah,
when you
this is
said Jay
different.
Prince.
That's a
But
whole.
Right.
I
I might
know,
have to.
and again, I'm not saying it as a retaliatory type statement. I'm just letting it know and putting it on for the pod. Like, yeah, no, we are talking about
Yeah.
top top hitters versus top hitters. Like
Yeah,
Jay
true.
Prince versus
Yeah,
Yeah.
goddamn Compton. Like,
Let them niggas
okay,
fight.
you
Let them
feel me?
niggas
yeah.
No,
fight.
Let them do it.
this is
Mm-hmm.
going to be industry shaking for a minute. Okay.
Oh yeah, bro. Can't nobody drop no music right now.
And
Like,
and also on
They
top of
can't.
that, this the other thing too. I don't, and this is for everybody that listens to this podcast now. You know, if you're listening to this right now, you got to this part and you heard what we just played. I want to let y'all know something right now. Y'all are folks who think disc records are supposed to be dancing records. Let me
No,
tell you something. They're not supposed to be.
at all.
Okay?
No.
They're
at
not
all.
supposed to be hits. So y'all on these timelines, and I'm watching you. I don't tweet like that, but I'm watching you. I see y'all. Stop celebrating the fact that this shit whack. Oh, OVO and start doing it. Y'all falling for the dupe again. Y'all definitely not listening to what he's saying. Y'all just trying to find a hit and something to dance to. Y'all got duped from this from yesterday. It's okay. It's fine. But
And that hoe was hard though. Yesterday, can we
and
talk
it
about
was
that?
Bruh,
hard though.
yeah,
Can we
that's
It's
what I
talk
wanted
about
to
Bruh, I
get
like
to.
and
that.
it
that?
was
Was hard as
hard. And
fuck.
I don't take nothing from it. But
Let's
I'm saying for the context of what the hell is going on here, these are lyrics I need to be listened to. Forget the beats. These are lyrics you need to be listening to. Production is great on all levels. I think they're both saying shit, but every time somebody responds, it's a one up on the next person. It
mm-hmm.
hasn't been a moment where it's just been like, oh, this dramatic dub on the other side. I'm being very objective when I say that. And I'm a fan of both these niggas, but I'm being very objective. It's never really been a clear deciding winner. It did feel like earlier today and also yesterday that Drake had to throw the white flag because there was a lot of shit that he said in that new jump, right?
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, when you respond with this, talking about, hey, yeah, I lied about that, and I found out who my mole was, and I also found out about the fact that, yeah, you fell for the bait. So now I'm gonna talk about that too. And then throw into the fact that Dave free the whole thing again. You got the emoji up here. Then you want to talk about the fact of, oh, you keep talking about me being a pedophile. I would have been caught by now. Because I'm too big of a celebrity to be caught. That's crazy, Drake, because any celebrity can get caught with that. But we're
I,
gonna just
I would
skate
say,
past
bro, you
that.
know how long it took Diddy before people started like actually blowing up
Right.
lawsuits?
True,
Fact.
true.
Let's
But
be
he
for
still got
real.
caught.
Like,
But he still got caught. You know what I'm saying?
right.
So it's all of that encompassed to one. So I just want to say to everybody else that's listening to these tracks, thinking like, I can't play this in the car. It's not meant for you to play in the car. It's meant for you to listen and understand what the
Listen.
hell is going on. It's meant for
Mm-hmm.
you to see who being more disrespectful. Because now the lines are drawn. Obviously, Drake can't go to California. Kendrick ain't going nowhere near Toronto. That's just how it
And
is
that's
now.
what I'm saying. So
Well,
now we're talking about little legitimate turf. Like
Turf now. Yeah, it's
No,
different.
Mm-hmm.
I still believe Kendrick, if he wanted to and promoted a concert or tour in Toronto, he could go there. It's not the same on Drake's end, and I stand by that. I promise to
Oh,
you,
Drake better sell that house.
oh
Drake
no,
is
the
Shit, yeah,
house
he
got to
can't.
be
He can't go
sold.
to.
he cannot
Yeah,
come
He can't
stay.
go to
California.
LA. Uh-uh.
He cannot go. That's why I said it's
He cannot
literally
come to
Compton
LA.
versus Jay Prince. Jay Prince only got stateside shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Kendrick
it's
is still good internationally. And I just heard the latter half of what y'all just played. So like I'm trying to get y'all to understand, like it's deeper than what I guess Drake is trying to portray, because he is trying to make it seem like he's good everywhere. No, he is not good everywhere. Kendrick has made his stamp. People have put their eggs in the basket where they deem them to be profitable for themselves. You feel me? So not only is he going to be good, but the people that ride for him are going to make sure that he's good, and then even internationally going to make sure that he's good. Drake is burying himself, and I don't care about the stands. You feel me? Because again, just like School, I'm still J. Cole forward, but I
facts.
understand and I see what's what for what it is. When it comes down to this beef right now, Drake stamped and stomped and scurried and sullied every single line when it came to the actual peace treaty. And now Drake is trying to make a means to come back. Bro, you're 2 steps back and Kendrick is
He should have
literally
just
three
stopped.
steps forward.
He should have
So,
just stopped while he was
But
ahead.
but but to that
Everybody
point though,
warned him
Law,
to say
right?
stop,
If
to
he
not
lied,
respond.
if he lied about everything, then who really ahead?
yep.
But
And
hold on.
to
But
me,
listen, to
honestly,
lie about bars and to lie about information just to make a counterpoint, that sullies your name.
I
That's
don't
like
know.
that's
I
like
think
me.
Hey,
You can't say
That's
if
that
like me
you cannot
saying
say
I'm
that you
up.
lied
Hold
about
on,
I think
everything.
listen.
I think anything works in the art of war. I read the book. Anything
yeah,
works, no matter what.
he just. I was gonna say this is kind of a play from the Art of War, man. He was like, I want him to take the bait and see if he will, and someone
But
obviously did. Now,
how is he I don't necessarily get it, because it's like, how is he lying about everything if there's already proof from years ahead stating that this has happened?
there's, there's
What
no
is
Hold
proof
on.
of it.
where is the lie?
Hey, respectfully to everybody on the pod right now, if I were to lie and say that I'm up $200,000 on my per diem on a year type shit to boost my image because I'm trying to get to wherever I'm trying to get, and then I get fact checked or as they say Carfax checked, and it comes to find out that I'm only up goddamn 20,000 on the projected 200,000 that I said, y'all would look at me like a fraud.
Um, maybe
Because
because I know you, I'll be more so like, hey,
Correct.
hey, bro,
Correct. I will look at
strive.
you like a fraud. Like, what? If the
but
evidence is
hold
not
on, and you said something very poignant. You said because you know me. We're talking about two main industry top niggas who are now talking about the fact that they are where they are at. No, it don't go
mm-hmm.
like that. Kendrick willingly lied about some shit to make it seem like this is what I'm trying to portray to be on whatever point of contention that is, so that he can see again. I get it. You trying to weed out the mole in your camp, but at the end of the day, you lose a little bit of credibility when you gotta lie about shit just to goddamn weed out the mole in your camp. If Kendrick got a mole in his camp, he probably already knew the mole. That's why he's going how he's going.
I think I
Drake
guess
had
it's a
to
little bit of
lie.
assumption with that though. I think. Think because this is my only thing with the whole mole and killing two birds with one stone. It's back to the art of war. There's a passage I think in chapter God, what's that, 9 or 10, and it's something about using bait to then bait your enemy to make a particular action, so then you can pounce on them and they'll hit with a surprise attack. I think in this particular moment in time, Drake had to do almost. He's really doing 20v1 to be honest. But then there's also this other thing too. I'm not defending him. I'm just saying this whole point. It's more so of him, the information with the whole random child, also this other stuff, whatever it could be that could have been fake or real, whatever. It's now been fed because whoever the person that was given the information, he now know who he told the truth to, and also he told a lie to. So now he probably took care of that person who told a lie, which I don't really want to know what happened to that person. I don't really care. I just hope that you took care of your business, took care of your house, right? I hope that's the case.
Right.
I hope you also check Baca, you also check Chubbs and the rest of them about their little sex offender cases, because if those things are real, you still have to talk to them about that. That's
You gotta
something that
get
you
them
got to
out of
do.
your shit because you
Right.
too big of an artist, like you said, to be involved in that shit.
Yeah, and he said that himself in this
Yeah.
song. I'm too big of an artist to deal with this, right? So okay, so you got to address that because them is your niggas. So
Yep.
you
And to
you find out who the mole is, you take care of that, but also now because that mole has fed fake information, you now also made your enemy take the bait. He did parade around here like he was winning some shit, aka the most recent song, not like us. Because the song is definitely celebratory. I can't lie. It's fire. I love it. This shit great.
that
But
shit sound like a victory lap, bro. That
it
shit
sounds like a
sound like a
victory.
fucking
I
victory.
said it earlier to
Right.
somebody. I was like, it sounds like a
So,
victory lap. So when you
that's
add all these components into it, and now Drake come back with this heartfelt, the heart part 6 type shit, and then he talking about, oh, I lied to you and you fell for it. Bet. Thanks for letting me bring out the pen now. Let's talk about your shit again. And let's
But
let's let's,
all
let's
20,
you know.
even Kendrick said that there were 20 people that are want him gone. So I know all 20 of them didn't lie. So
I
somebody
think
somebody
you think you
somebody
think
didn't lie.
do you think that 20 is the real number or if he's just rapping at that moment? You
If
see what I'm
we're being
saying? Like
honest, it's
I
it's
think the
more
20
so
got to
We
talk
like
don't
about
know.
Rick Ross,
15.
French Montana. You got other people. Obviously, Wayne. I guess him and
Regardless
Wayne
of,
not
I
in good
feel like
terms.
regardless of the amount, somebody is not lying because there are multiple people that do not fuck with Drake. So somebody,
Mm-hmm.
all of them
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
be
Oh,
lying.
yeah, for sure. That's true. We know
that's
that
true.
for sure.
And to
Like there
to
are
Nance's
multiple
point,
who do not fuck with Drake. So somebody in this in the camp, whatever the mole is, gotta be telling the truth. Somebody gotta be telling the truth if all of these niggas don't fuck with him.
right. To Nance's
Yeah.
point two, like there's no doubt in my mind that there's probably a pedophile amongst them because one, the industry is just weird like that, like how Kendrick said. But two, like if Nicki Minaj's brother and her husband are both pedophiles and they all kind of ran in the same circles, there would be no doubt in my mind that somebody over there in that camp is doing some weird shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no doubt in my mind on that. Um,
Facts.
but you just
Facts.
gotta find the proof and stuff like that because you know what I'm saying. These niggas ain't
Nicki likes to ride,
hanging. Yeah,
likes to
them
go
niggas is
hard for
together.
Drake. She love going hard for Drake.
This is interesting. That's all I'm gonna say. And I'm trying to be fair and whatnot. I think that from my vantage point, like, yeah, the whole feeding him information, and then of course we're going back to the whole Whitney and Dave Free thing. That he's trying to force Kendrick to address it, and the only problem is that when you get on a track and you try to say that that you're not a pedophile and you're way too famous for that. I think that goes back into saying like there's a whole thing about Hollywood breeding, sexual offenders and sexual predators. So you're not too famous for anything. You might be too famous to where you're protected for a while, but eventually this shit gonna come crashing down too. So with that in mind, I really think that Dre's pen is back, and I think that this was a very, very good response. But I also think that Drake is still on the defensive because
Oh yeah, he got a one up for
yeah,
sure.
because again, when we go back to and to Not Like Us, it was like, okay, we're doubling down on the pedophile shit, but now we're not even talking about like the daughter or whatnot. And I know Drake mentioned in his song like you had to drop another one so you could play that off, but still. He still attacked your character, bro, and how you were, and he called you a colonizer, like how you,
Double down on slaves and stuff.
yeah,
Yeah,
you double
yeah.
down
Well,
on the
hold
on the
on.
There's still
slave
other stuff
shit,
to address.
Let's not
right?
forget. Let's not forget the fact of the matter of he is the co-producer for the show Euphoria. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
That was the entendre on itself.
So
You feel me?
Because the show is about teenage kids having sex.
Exactly. So
Even
like,
though they're adult actors, it is about high school kids and their sex lives and drug life and stuff like that. It is. You got a point.
You feel me? So like that's and I'm mad because my phone was dying at the point that I wanted to make that. But Euphoria, the show, was actually something that came to the light because he's been alleged to be messing with people who are high school, teenage age, whatever. You feel me? Like you're a co-producer for a show that is embracing high school underage sex shit, and then you have your own allegations for essentially grooming. Like you,
Mm-hmm.
we can't just sweep that under the rug.
Nah,
Facts.
y'all are making some points,
If
man.
if I'm Drake, you better be in the studio right now. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, you better be waiting for
Or he
that.
might have one already ready. Like, yo, I know he was gonna go this route too. So you know what? I'm a release it. But I will see.
like
We'll
you said,
see.
he on the defense. And then,
Yeah.
so you never address any of the last diss. So now Kendrick drops another one and he adds more gas to the fire. Now you got to respond to two disses, basically. So Drake
Mm-hmm.
really needs to be in the studio right
Right now.
as we speak to double up,
Unless this.
triple
Yeah.
up,
You know
whoever he
what? You
needs
know
to
what's
do.
funny? You know what's funny to that point? I think Ebro said something really important just now. And I don't even really like DJ Ebro, but he said it. He said, I don't even care about the bars no more. It's the strategic chess moves these niggas are making. That's
And
exactly what's
I
happening
just
now.
said that
Mm-hmm.
we've elevated from checkers to chess.
It don't even matter about the bars no more. We know somebody did something wrong. We know possibly now Kendrick then did something to Whitney, and possibly one of the kids are not his. And we also know the fact that Drake has got other niggas around him that are sex offenders. Maybe not himself, but maybe he has other niggas. Well, obviously he has other niggas around with that sex offenders. Party Next Door is doing party for real. We know that now. So it's like who's making the test move, and then now this comes out. It's like, oh, you lied about some stuff. Oh yeah, and you fell for the bait. Now I'm gonna really talk about you for real. Like it's a chess game.
And
This
what
is
it's a lot of like I'm glad I'm on the outside looking in with no dog in this fight because not even just these two, but Rick Ross was doing it too.
yep,
And Drake, and J. Cole did it too. There was a lot of contradictory bars in everybody's right.
yep. Yeah,
Like
Mm-hmm.
it
J.
was
Cole said, you put music to make niggas go to sleep. Niggas done said that about J. Cole for years.
years.
Exactly.
Kendrick said that what do I look like digging up dirt on niggas? And then come to find out you listening to a mole. Like there's contradictory bars in everybody's everybody's
Mm-hmm.
disses. And it's starting to get real nasty.
It's
Real
getting
But
nasty.
yeah.
but that's what
It's
I'm
getting real
saying.
spooky
So
out here.
even still, like exactly, he already said that he was the boogeyman, or he was coined the boogeyman before any of this shit even surmised. So now we're at the point now. Kendrick is now going to be deemed the boogeyman because now, again, he said, "Don't tell no lies about me. I won't tell no truth about you." So that line in itself already says, bro, I'm already trying to pardon you off of what I already know. He would not be making these tracks and putting these tracks out if he didn't already know for a fact that these
My
things are what
Twitter
he
just
already
crashed.
But
knows.
he
Fuck
just got
a
proved that
feed
he
in
did
from a mole.
but he just got proved that he didn't know something. So that turned it into a lie, even though he wasn't trying to lie. He got tricked
But we
into one,
don't
but he
know
still
that. We don't know that. That's what I'm
we just heard
saying.
we just heard the song. Well, I mean, I guess maybe an 11-year-old could pop up out of nowhere. But right now, as far as everybody knows, we do know. Like he got coined into a lie.
It's real.
How
I'm
was
just gonna
it
say
a
it's gonna
lie
get really
when there are
interesting.
multiple sources saying that these were articles that were stating this years prior?
Show me the article.
10-4
He just
on my
wants like
way.
because Drake was saying like there's one. Why am I suspended? What is going on, yo? I
Wait,
really
huh?
no. I'm looking at my the chaotic culture Twitter and it's saying that we're committed to modeling and creating. It says that my account got suspended because they are spammy or just plain fake. They're introducing risk and for everyone. These okay, what? Yo, fuck Elon Musk, bro. Like that's all I'm gonna say. Like, how is my account
Yeah,
suspended,
your
bro?
account is suspended. It just said it.
That's crazy. And it never said why it got suspended.
Drake.
Oh boy, like yo,
Drake,
yeah, bro, what is going on here, bro? Why is chaotic culture suspended,
Drake.
boy?
That's
If this
trash,
is
bro.
Drake's doing, bro, we gonna box for real.
He said
Like,
y'all talking shit
Hey,
about
yo.
me on y'all podcast.
and I'm not
Whatever.
even the one talking the shit, man. I'm trying to be fair and balanced, like the host. Oh
Oh,
my god.
Crazy.
Okay, yeah, wow. Okay, all right. So yeah, clearly I'm gonna be living on Instagram for a minute, but I'm gonna
Yeah,
I'm gonna appeal it.
yeah, appeal it for sure.
Yeah, because that's like why did my account get suspended? Because it
No
never gave
warning
me
either.
no warning.
is it temporary or is it permanent?
It just said my account was suspended. It didn't say why. Dog, I'm gonna be so
Okay.
mad if they suspended the it's an actual podcast account. We do business. We're supposed to be okay.
You know,
Yeah,
everybody get one. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, that got me mad. That
We
got
got
me
one
real
too
hot.
until they realized we were a business. Remember?
Yeah. And so like I don't know what it is, man, but Elon, yeah,
Get
okay.
it together, Elon.
For real, for real.
Somebody said it's been 6 minutes. Where you at, Kendrick?
You said
Damn.
what?
Somebody said it's been 6 minutes. Where you at, K Dot?
Mm,
Like, well, he's probably looking like,
we'll see, man. If
the
this is
Dave
one of the
Free junk got to get answered.
But
yeah,
yeah, there's some those Dave Fruit things is kind of going a little far too though. Because what if he did have a baby by Kendrick? You know, Kendrick baby mama. And what if they so cool, which I don't know, because that's a crazy thing to be so cool. But what if they so cool that they got past that, and now you surfacing that scar? Like that's that's a tough situation, bro. That's a real tough situation.
mm-hmm.
I hate the people that's just faking right now. I hate this.
Yeah.
I
We
hate
know
this.
that on our timeline, we know the the Drake fans, Mike and Glove, bro. They hyping this up.
They probably doing some nasty work. I know they are.
Yeah, we already know agenda, and whatnot. And I'm all for again trying to be fair and balanced. But with that in mind, y'all, I'm just gonna leave it off because we've been going at it for almost 3 hours, and I did not expect this to be part of the conversation because the hard part 6 came out of nowhere. But I am gonna say that as we said before, these songs are not supposed to be bops. They're supposed to be like, it's about the lyrics, it's about the disrespect. But the fact that Kendrick heard what was going on, he's like, oh, y'all wanted a bop? Bet. And gave y'all one. This song that you can dance to is crazy work. That's all I'm going to say. But when it comes to this, and I'm being objective, it is not about how you can bob your head the most the most disrespectful song. It's really just about disrespect because ain't no way I'm seeing people out here twerking the ether. I'm just gonna say it like that. And if you are, you a different kind of demon. That's all I'm gonna leave it at that. But
No funny. No
yeah,
diddy.
That's hey, low key. That's the only song that one and Push Ups was the only songs that my mom liked because they was upbeat. She was like, I don't like
wow.
these other songs. I don't like these. They're mean. They're nasty to each other. When Push Ups came on, she was like moving around, and then when They Don't Like Us came on, she was hyped. I was like, oh yeah. I was like, these are the ones that's the bangers. I assume.
Right.
But that's what we. This is why I was talking about the timeline. I don't like this because people expecting more dance music, and it's like,
Right.
and they're also downplaying what Drake is saying. Oh, Drake drop, we don't care. It's like, what do you mean you don't care because you want to
Okay.
dance? Like, oh my God, y'all
Yeah,
lost the
that's
plot. Y'all lost the
lost
plot.
the plot a long time ago.
Y'all lost it, and it's like,
But
okay,
I'm going to say that Not Like Us is again still very, very, very clever.
great.
And the fact that it's about, is a bonus. And I said that in my chaotic culture tweet that this isn't about, dance tracks, it's about the disrespect. Now, if you can dance to it and it happens to be a great disrespectful track, then that's a bonus. And Not Like Us just happened to be that bonus. And I trust me, Not Like Us is gonna be in the clubs, even with the Heart Part 6, dropping out now. Not Like Us is gonna bang in the club.
Oh, it's gonna be here forever, bro.
And
That
yeah,
shit is
and
here.
this is what the people who really don't know hip hop, this is what y'all wanted. So Kendrick said, did y'all forget like how versatile I am? Bet I got y'all and gave
That
y'all
part.
one. So now you got a summer anthem.
Versatility is everything in this industry right now. And the fact that, okay, again, I really do think that they're using Kendrick and Drake as, and I tweeted you Steve and Jay in the tweet, is this the reset for industry? Because everybody's tired of the run of the mill type situation, stories and music and everything. Like, this beef is sparking something different that is needed for it to promote the culture. Like, not necessarily saying the negativity behind it is what is needed, but
Mm-hmm.
no, we need a reset based off of just everything that has come out. And I hope that this is imploring other artists to get in a bag and a pen and to actually start writing shit that is going to be fundamental to the art of rap, hip hop, and everything under in between.
I agree
So
with you.
so that's what I'm saying. So I'm not saying that it's promoting the negativity, but like, again, we're bringing up different avenues of hip hop. You got those who battle
Yep.
rap, you got those who have pen, and then you have those who can just freestyle. J. Cole, not to put him in this entity, he did a freestyle. It was a freestyle, right?
Yep.
Kendrick and Cole, not Kendrick and Cole, Kendrick and Drake are in this lyricist pen battle right now, which is missed. And then you're bringing in the fact of the matter that people who are into battle rap going bar for bar with entendre on top of entendre on top of entendre is going to reignite what it means to actually rap and be a artist and rap in hip hop.
Right. I agree.
And
Mm-hmm.
that's what my point of tweeting y'all was. This is the reset that is needed, because if I'm being honest, it everything sounded the same. It, like I said, and I've said it multiple times within this platform, that we're in a microwave generation. You can make a hot track that goes to TikTok and it boosts up because it's TikTok worthy and everybody's doing the dance to it to build the hype. Now we're getting to the point where people are actually, like y'all said, dissecting lyrics, actually looking for the entendres, looking for the pen, the inquisitiveness in between the bars that are being set, and then the
Mm-hmm.
fact that they're saying, and I don't mean to go off on a tangent, but this is like what I was trying to get to before my phone died. They're saying that Kendrick is rewriting material from battle raps. It wasn't until he actually made that point of being where he was at that it was pointed out that he was trying to steal from battle rap battles. So you got battle rap where everything is written out, it's methodical, and it's going to hit you with the punchlines, the commentary, the everything in between. And then you have those who are in the industry who are rapping, they have their writers, they have their own pen too. That's where Cole, I keep saying Cole, that's where Kendrick and Drake are at right now. And then you have the latter where it's just like, okay, boom. I could drop a hot freestyle real quick, knowing that I'm gonna get the views, the plays off of said freestyle, and that's gonna also build up my own platform.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, I feel like we're in a reset for hip hop. And that's my own opinion. And if y'all don't agree with me, that's cool. But
No. You brought up an interesting point because we're not gonna get this at least maybe for another decade or maybe another 2 or 3, 4, 5 years. Who knows? Like, as far as the timetable, like, this is a pivotal moment in hip hop. You got the two juggernauts literally battling against each other, bro. This is crazy. I am thoroughly excited to see where this goes. I want to see if Kendrick is going to address the allegations and if he is going to drop another song. I really want to see, because you're in a situation where Drake cannot is a person who does not want to, or like to take an L, and Kendrick is just a psychopath. Like, he's gonna keep going whether something is true or not. Like, he is ready to go. So this is just gonna be interesting, and again, this is just me speaking from my perspective. Like, I am a fan of Drake. though his last 5 albums, with the exception of Her Loss, have really not done anything for me. But, I am a Kendrick fan, and I will be the first to admit that, yes, I love Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, but is it his strongest project? No. And with that in mind, I'm not trying to be a Kendrick stan or anything like that. My whole thing is that the stand-up between Kendrick and Drake is absolutely crazy, because you got the bots out here, working overtime for Drake, and then of course you got the stands of Kendrick who are doing just as much as
Working
well.
overtime for Kendrick.
Yeah,
for sure.
bro, it's really really crazy, how this thing goes, because people can't just sit and be objective anymore and look at it from like
They don't
perspective.
know
Like,
what it means, kid.
no, they don't. And so, like, even me being a bigger Kendrick fan than I am a Drake fan, I'm still going to be objective. When Family Matters dropped, I said, "Ooh, this some heat, boy! Like this, the gloves is off." And then, of course, we got the Meet the Grands, and it was just like, "Holy shit!" But and then it's the same thing with Not Like Us. And now that the Heart Part 6 dropped, am I a little disappointed? I'm not gonna hold you, yes, but I'm not gonna say that Drake wasn't rapping, because he was, in my opinion. But when it comes to the material of each song, is beef. And pretty much it boils down to whoever can cause the biggest shock factor and whoever can be the cleverest. So ultimately, I want to see where this goes, and I'm enjoying the ride. And if Kendrick happens to drop after this episode ends, then I'm gonna probably just have to do a straight up reaction video to it and go from there, because ain't no way I'm gonna be, we gonna continue this pod. We almost 3 hours in, so we gotta cut it off somewhere. But this has been a great conversation, y'all, and I just want y'all to know, with whether what side of the beef you on, yo, hip hop won. We getting some great music. You could say that Drake inspired Kendrick to release again, and you could say Kendrick inspired Drake to actually rap again. This is some good shit. That's all. I'm a be as non-biased as I possibly can on this pod. That this we are getting some great shit from two of the biggest hip hop artists in the last 12, 13 years. So with that, y'all, I appreciate y'all pulling up. Is there anybody on here? We got any new business that we want to talk? I'm probably gonna have to skip over the rundown again because it's a long episode.
Nah, man, just pull up the Circle High on every other Friday. Also make sure you listen to everything Hit Mob. I know Steve gonna say that. Make sure you tune into every single episode for Chaotic Culture. We got more spaces coming. Um, and my last parting gift is this, man. Whatever you doing while you listen to this beef, it ain't just about the dance songs, man. It's not. This is real deal disrespect. This is real deal hate from two people. And however this ends, which I hope and pray it does not end in a violent manner, I hope it stays on wax. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm just also saying as well, do not lose the plot that this is a beef. This is not, who got a better song, or I like this better than that, and that shit is weak. No, that's not what it's about. It's literally about like what are they saying? Listen to what they are saying. You can do your information checks, you can do your fact checks, you can do your cross references, you can go dig if you want to, but there's apps called Genius. There's also particular hip hop journalists that cover both of these artists very, very well. And also, pay attention to your podcast to actually know what they're talking about. Chaotic Culture is one of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a few podcasts that kind of got credible people that
Mm-hmm.
know exactly how to view things objectively in any particular subject. It doesn't have to just be rap. It's wrestling, obviously. It's anime, duh. But in pop culture in general, there are people out here that use objective lenses. We're doing
Hey
our best
Jay.
that we possibly can. And learn what objective is. I need y'all to go read that in the Merriam-Webster dictionary. Don't read
Hello.
the word this. Go
It
read the
was
word
over.
of objective is.
Hold on,
That's
Law.
all.
What were you about to say, Law?
No, I wanted to piggyback off of what he was saying. So boom. Just because everybody has stated their own opinions about what is going on, we are not swaying anybody. We are just, like Jay said, stating what we have come to our own realizations about. Okay. So that being said, there are things that we see, have read, have heard, and have also done our own due diligence of learning about that we speak upon. And it's not necessarily saying that we're picking or choosing a side on the fact of the matter. We are literally just, as it comes out, it's just like the hot press. In a sense, you could say we politicians to a point because we dissecting
Facts.
everything.
Mm-hmm.
But we also want everybody to hear different points because even if I said my point on the matter, you could have been on the same track and then you hear somebody else point and then you're like, okay, what Law said tracks, but also what what Jay said tracks as well. And now like you can kind of combine it. That's the point of the matter. Like we want everybody to be able to have their own point and sense. Because at the end of the day, when it ends and it concludes, that's gonna be the end. But where we're at now, we're just trying to get to the point where everybody is like actually caught up to the point and sense, you know?
Indeed. Indeed. Any last words from Nasa and Steve? I know Nasa might go back into hiding after this, but I did want to ask if she had any parting
Back into
words.
hiding is crazy.
I'm going back into hide. I might go back into hiding after this. But this is honestly I'm really glad that I came back for this one. It was a really good episode. But regardless, I feel like this is going definitely, regardless of what allegations are there, regardless of what is true and what is not, I feel like this will really just this beef alone is going to go down in history as something that's going to be studied. And just like Jay said, I hope it does not lead into any physical violence and it just stays on wax. But I guess we'll just have to stay tuned and see what happens. But I really enjoyed this. I did.
All right. And Steve, any last words?
I agree with everybody. Low key, this is the best battle. I think this is the best battle in history right now. Like, I think yesterday was like, I mean, on Friday, whatever day that was, Friday was one of the greatest moments. Like getting the diss track and then once getting stepped on 20 minutes later. That shit was crazy. But yeah, the real winner of this battle so far is J. Cole. Shout out to us. Hey,
So
yeah.
what, baby?
Yeah.
Hey, 'cause boy, they start digging up dirt on him. I'm gonna be sad.
Hey, but for
Bruh.
real, like, nah, honestly speaking, our seniors, they have their own known beef. I feel like this is a teaching point for, and I don't want to age myself, but like for the latter 90s into the 2000 babies, like this is for the new generation to understand what it means when it comes to beef in the rap industry, being behind your pen, being behind the fact checking. And it's also, again, like I said earlier, pointing into the fact that like battle rap is a thing that is still going on today. You know, being witty with your pen, having entendres with the comedy, with the factual checks, and also knowing how to hit those punchlines. This is for this new generation because it's not about just straight drill, kill, money, women, whatever has been projected type situations. This is about learning about the industry and learning about what it truly means to be a true hip hop artist or a true hip hop connoisseur. You have to know your basis because you brought instances of Tupac, Biggie, and all of the greats from the past, and you're still bringing them now into 2024. Tupac hasn't been poignant since fucking 96, 97. Correct me if I'm wrong, but we're in the point where you have to know where this actually came from to actually, you know, be at a point where you're understanding truly what is being said. And if you're not understanding, you go to Genius or you go to the different platforms that are actually breaking down these lyrics so that you have an understanding for a better understanding and meaning of what it means to be within hip hop. That's my last 2 cents.
Word, word. guys, oh boy, this I'm hoping that this episode really does the numbers. I might have to drop this shit on a Monday, even though I said I was going to drop Tuesday, or I may we'll see, because I do want,
Double
as
feature.
y'all see, you know what I'm saying is that I kind of want, we know Shogo High is, dropping tomorrow at 9 for those who are, tuning in.
Double
We are
feature.
recording this as of May 5th, but yeah, man, we might have to do a double feature and just release it, because yeah, I'm gonna have to go into the lab anyway and edit and do the best that I can to make sure that this episode can get on streaming platforms and get on YouTube and quick, fast, and hurry. So with that, y'all, I appreciate everybody pulling up. I'm gonna go ahead and just do the normal sign off again. Be sure that you like, share, and subscribe to the Chaotic Culture Podcast. Be sure that you follow us on Facebook at Chaotic Culture Podcast. Please be sure that you subscribe to the Patreon for early access to bonus episodes and early access to these episodes. Again, you can subscribe at any of the 4 levels, whether it be $3, $5, $7, or 10. Either way, we appreciate your support. Patreon.com/chaotic culture pod. You can also follow us on IG at chaotic culture pod. Right now, X done suspended my account, so we gonna leave that out for the moment. But Elon, when I get my hands on, let me chill.
Not too much.
Yeah, I'm not trying to get my account suspended, but anyway, y'all already know what it is. Be sure that you follow me, Ked the Pro. That's K3D the Pro on all social media. Please be sure that you follow Miss NASA on all social media at I'm Nakaso. Please be sure that you follow Law on all social media, on IG at L.JR_96 and on X/Twitter at Law96_. Follow Jay at Lee Trey on all social media, and follow Steve at Scuba Steve 1428 on all social media. And for our podcast host who did not get here, Miss Sappy, please be sure that you follow her at Scraps14 on all social media. Guys, I appreciate y'all coming through. Thank you for such a wonderful, wonderful episode. This Friday is actually my birthday. I will be turning 33. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. May 10th. You already know what it
Okay,
is.
okay.
It's we making a lot of moves over here, and it's really, I'm really thankful to see another year around the sun. Thank God for the day, thank God for the morning, and thank God for just life in general, man. It has really been good despite all the ups and all the downs. We here. So definitely be sure that y'all tune in to everybody else's projects that we got going on. Again, Shogo High, Inside the Mind of a Blurred, and NASA whenever she's ready to pick up a mic again. Y'all please be sure that y'all stay tuned to that as well.
The
And
real writers, nigga.
Exactly. And this has been another episode of the Chaotic Culture Podcast. So until next time, folks, remember, embrace the culture, chaos rules, be blessed, be safe, and God is love. And be easy.
Deuces.
One.
Good.
It's the KKP on your mother flipping airways. Hear the name ringing through the halls and the stairways. You were listening to a pod that can segue. All the latest topics guaranteed to fill your headspace. It's a safe place to voice your opinion. Say what you feel just like you're a kid again. Kid the Pro and friends, black as obsidian. Chaotic culture, that's the world we living in. So what's the word?
You are now tuned in to the Chaotic Culture Podcast. And